Tucks, a.k.a. Cowboys fans only. We're running it back here on Star Gang. There was not enough information for us to get out there, not enough frustration to get out there. The comment section on YouTube and Facebook was lit up, so we even backdoored. Hey, man, you go ahead. The numbers right there across the bottom. Call in. You got a comment, you got a question, we'll address it. We'll get to it. Spoon was able to go get him some Chinese food. You got some. What'd you get, Spoon? Some chicken wings and some wontons. Is that what you get?
Yeah, wonton and chicken wings. I'm simple.
Yeah, that part. And which is funny because my daughter actually had me some what they call that old yum sauce and some them crab ragoons, if you will, and had me some too. J Tuck, you full over there? You good? You ready to go round two? I think J Tuck has frozen. Well, I had to get me back in there. Brian's in the building. Beard Gang's in the building. Let's go. Wait. I need to put in the light over here. Beard Gang's in the building. Yeah, man, tough game. We're going to break it down. We're going to get into it. We talked about it a lot over there on Mr. Tucker's channel, Cowboys fans only. He had us on as a guest, so we wanted to run it back and get him on over here. A little technical difficulty here for him. We'll see you just back here in just a second. But with that being said, Spoonie, I mean, let me put it back up there real quick, guys. I don't want to do it. I got to do it. Boom. There it is, 49-38. My guy Jackson, who came up to the bar with me at Buffalo Wild Wings in his – he used to be real quick. He was a former Cowboys fan. He switched over to the Dog Pound. Came up and watched the game with us today at Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah, checking in with the old Dog Pound. Let me give him a little bit of shine. He came out, he even came out when he was down 14-7. They showed up at the bar, kicked it with us, gets the dub. Salute to you, sir. You're 3-1. And as he said, first time in a long time. You're absolutely right. So with that being said, we're going to get you up out of here. Congratulations on your win, and I'm done. Appreciate you coming out finally. But yeah, as I was asking, because it's Tuck, you're back on here now. Sweeney got some Chinese food. My daughter actually had me some crab ragoons with some of that yum sauce and got a little in our intermission there. I mean, Tuck, are you full? You get your food up? You good to go?
I haven't got to eat yet, man. I'm gonna keep going. I'll eat after the show, man. But I got my drink though. That's all I really need.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, what's in the cup, sir?
A little.
What you got over there?
Little Bud Light,
Little Bud Light. That ain't the official sponsor of Dallas Cowboys, but we'll let it slide. That's fine. That's fine.
I normally drink Michelob.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
High on calories. So.
That Ultra Light, the Michelob Ultra Light.
Funny thing, I started drinking Michelobs after Zeke's let's say St. Patrick's Day situation.
Oh, the yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was knocking with the Michelob. I was like, let me grab a Michelob, man. So it'd be like Zeke one night. So.
Hey, what's going on, Jerry J. Chicken in from California, man? We appreciate you. Let me jump in the comment section here. Man, give it a like, give it a share. Again, across the line, 903-399-1015. Go right ahead, get your calls in. If you got a comment, question, anything, we're going to get you on and get you rocking. No ifs, ands, or buts. You got to do is the line. We're going to get you going. Boom. Man, so we need to call Marinelli back. And I say psych. Okay. Defensive Swiss cheese from Blanco. Man, 49 points. It is what it is. Because y'all say it's about time we get Earl Thomas. I will say this. We saw Donovan Wilson play pretty good today, but you might need another one back there, right? All day. My guy Michael checking them Ragoons. Yeah, man, that was pretty damn good. Can't be mad at it. Cannot be mad at it. Get on down here. Yeah, man. Remember, Romo had that 500-yard game, albeit against Denver and old Peyton Manning. We didn't get the dub. Both of those games ended interceptions. Spoony, you heard me? Both those games ended in interceptions.
Yeah.
Almost like we're,
Twilight Zone.
Man, almost, yeah. Like, have we really changed anything? I don't know. Man, it's tough. My guy here said Mississippi's in the house. The M.I. crooked. Humpback. You already know what it is. Good. Thank you for checking in. Torres, what would Andy Dalton do? Does Andy Dalton play defensive tackle, linebacker, or cornerback? Help me out here. Help me out here, my guy. I mean, if he plays any of those positions, sure. I mean, outside of that, I don't really know what Andy Dalton could do. Does Andy Dalton play any position on defense? Defensive tackle, defensive end, linebacker, cornerback,
why are we doing
safety.
this still?
See, this ruins my mind, man. Why are we asking questions about Andy Dalton getting a try? What is Dak doing so wrong that the defense giving up 49 points?
Right.
About 17 in 4 weeks.
At this point, just say you don't like the man. Just say I don't like Dak Prescott for whatever reason. You know, you're watching the game and your girlfriend said, "Ooh, you know, something." But if you're trying to base it off of football reasons, it's ridiculous at this point, man. The whole world is seeing what this guy is doing at the quarterback position. Like I said, I had tons of people who are Chiefs fans on my timeline. They're saying, "Damn, man, Dak needs a defense." I mean, the Cowboys' defense is horrible, but Dak is playing lights out. But why does these Cowboy fans always want to come on your guys' channel, my channel, with these sneak shots about Dak Prescott? What is it really about? Because you're obviously not watching the same games we're watching.
No, obviously. I mean, again, and as we were talking about, and as we were talking about just on your show, and I brought up, I'm like, hey, in a 3-game stretch, Dak Prescott just broke Tom Brady's record for the most yards in a 3-game stretch. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what else? I mean, he broke unequivocally what a lot of people were going to put up there as the GOAT. What else do you want him to do?
Right.
Did he make Zeke fumble?
Right.
Did he call the double move pump and have Steele starting at right tackle and end up fumbling?
Right.
Did he call the putrid watermelon squib kick, which put them in great field position after he brought them all the way back? Like, I just don't understand, like, what more it is that you want from this guy. It's kind of asinine. So yeah, I mean, there's nothing really. I mean, look, I get it. If you're a TCU fan, you watch TCU beat the Horns this weekend, you're feeling yourself a little bit. But Andy Dalton's not changing this unless he plays safety, linebacker, or defensive tackle. He's not helping this team any more than Dak is. Let's be clear. Right. Period. Point blank. But we did promise the fans, as we left off on your show over there on Cowboys Fans Only, YouTube, Facebook. We brought in Brandon Carr, right? And he's going to be this safety, this corner, whatever. I don't think he got any steps today, guys. Low key, I don't think he did. So Tuck, what do you think about that?
Yeah, like I said, I thought we brought Brandon Carr up to actually have an impact this season. I know we're going to kind of do the, bring him up from the practice squad, have him play, put him back on so he doesn't count against the roster job. But like I said, man, on a few minutes ago, seeing everything that's going on with the secondary, it feels like for some reason the Cowboys really aren't addressing it. And I don't understand, like, why wouldn't you want to have a guy who's played in the NFL for years and some veteran leadership out there in your secondary, whether it's at safety or at corner? And so something has to change. And like I said, I feel like there's no sense of urgency when it comes to the decision-making with the staff. They're just letting everything just kind of go as is. I mean, granted, Thompson did get burnt and he finally went to Wilson. But honestly, like, why now? Why'd you go to Wilson now? Because Thompson has been getting burnt for the past 3 weeks. So I don't know, man.
I don't know.
What was that reverse throw by Jarvis Landry? Like, that was it. That was the final straw.
That's it.
Yeah,
what? We're done.
Yeah, not DK Metcalf last week. Not all the wide open plays we gave it to the Falcons. That was okay. But this pass to Jarvis, from Jarvis Landry to Odell Beckham Jr., that's when we have to actually, But I don't know. I don't know why this coaching staff is delaying these decisions. As we mentioned, the offensive line, the right tackle position, we all see it. And like I said, we're watching the game from the couch. We can see where these weaknesses are as far as the Dallas Cowboys is concerned, but there's no sense of urgency to address any of it. So I don't know.
I mean, Spoon,
we need a prayer. Prayer, holy water. Maybe Jimmy Johnson as a consultant. We need every damn thing. End of the day, hats off to Donovan Wilson. Played solid today. We was all waiting for that moment.
Right.
It came today. He was solid, but we still got issues. We have to commit to a defense that they want 3-4-4-3, which I'm a favorite of the 3-4 because Alden Smith gets busy. I'm not in favor of DeMarcus Lawrence nor Griffin because they're not doing anything right now for me. And we got Randy Gregory coming right back in a couple of weeks. And I think by week 7, we got guys like Bradley at 9 who could plug in. We're gonna have LVE back, so I'd rather go to 3-4 route and let the best players play it out.
Right.
I'm tired of guys or players that want to respond to the fans on Twitter, or we're gonna be all right, or say
Right.
something, and then
Right.
come Sunday, we're down by like 4 touchdowns. You make one play and you're celebrating.
Like I said, if our defense and players was as defensive as they are on Twitter on the field, well, then
Yeah.
watch out. We put the league on storm. They always got something to say. Everson Griffin wanted to hop in the tweets all day and have something to say about his performance. Show us. Dallas Cowboys fans, we're loyal fans. If you're going out there performing, we ain't gonna say nothing to you, but we all see it. We all see
Right.
it. So go ahead and show us and give us something to cheer about. Like I said, we'll buy as many Hot Boys shirts as you want if you're out
Ooh,
there
they
performing.
Cowboys. Yeah, I was gonna say they
we
Cowboys
call
right
the
now.
Hot Boys because we're always out there getting cooked. That's why. So it's like, we definitely just need to go out there and just do your job, man. Like, you're capable of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we got a call here. Let me get the call in here.
Is that Jerry?
Hey, what's going on? What was it, Jerry? Go ahead and state your name and where you're from. Buddha from Jersey's in the building. What you got for us, Buddha?
Nah, man, my blood pressure just went down, so I was able to call in.
Okay.
Yeah, I was kind of high for a little bit. Yeah, that was horrible. That was horrible, man. But a lot of people screaming for changes. They want Mike Nolan fired right now. I even heard McCartney fired. They're not going to fire McCartney. They're not going to fire none of the coaches.
Okay.
I think they get the first year slap in the wrist. We didn't have a full off season.
Right.
But I know I'm trying to stay away from the conspiracy side of me.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Get us out of here with this. What's your conspiracy? Because obviously you got one there, Buddha. What's your conspiracy?
Dun, dun, dun. Man, I feel like they're not going to add no additions or change any culture. This is all about getting leverage on that.
Okay. I mean,
I believe the top 10 pick will give us enough to possibly move up and go get Trevor Lawrence. Because Trevor Lawrence, these other crazy teams all have quarterbacks. Even if it was Miami or a couple other ones, they all got quarterbacks. So Trevor Lawrence, now unless they use him for trade bait, might fall to like a 3 or 4 pick. And if we top 10, here we go. Now I don't want that to happen. But
okay.
That's my conspiracy.
Fair enough. All right, Buddha, we appreciate the call, brother. Yeah, the lines are open. You can give a call in. I mean, you know what? Here's the thing. The sandbagging, though, I mean, again, here's the thing that works against what Buddha just said, though, in my opinion, guys. Dak threw for 500 yards today. Right. Dak's doing everything possible to put this team on his back and go through with unequivocally through 4 games, the worst defense in Cowboys history, worse than the Monty Kiffin era that we had for 1 year. Right. So if that's kind of the idea that they're thinking, the problem that in tunes and what's happening right now is, bro, I mean, Dak, as we talked about at the top of this show, has thrown for more yards in 3 games than any quarterback ever, breaking Tom Brady's record. I don't know if that's really leverage. What do you think, Tuck?
Yeah, it's leverage for Dak Prescott. Because, like I said, if I'm Todd France, like I said, I'll text Jerry Jones that money bag emoji with the up arrow. Like, hey, bro, like the money is only going up higher because you see, if we were to have Andy Dalton this past 3 games, we're getting blown out the water. This has strictly been Dak Prescott putting this entire team in his franchise on his back and carrying them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hey, state your name and where you're from. Hey, turn down a little bit in the background. State your name and where you're from.
What's up, mate? What's up, BJ? You play first son, man.
Hey, what's going on? Where you located at?
Toledo, Ohio, baby.
Toledo is in the building. What you got for us, man?
Yes, sir. I posed a question on the group, and I wanted to ask it live, man. Like,
okay.
if there was one position, like, and we need a lot of things to fix, but if there was one position, offensively or defensively, that you think that would be the first piece to turn this around, what would you think it would be?
All right, appreciate the call, man. Spoonie, our guy just checked in from Toledo, says one position. This is a layup drill, I know for Spoon. One position.
Safety.
Safety. Okay.
Safety.
Going with safety.
Earl
Okay.
Thomas and Wilson.
Okay. Tuck, I'll throw it to you, Tuck.
Yeah,
what position?
I granted safety is the easy one, but I would say middle linebacker. Actually, I feel like if we can get someone who's suitable at middle linebacker to shore that up, so that way Jalen Smith can go back to his natural position, as we just spoke about, it'll be a huge lift for this defense. Now, safety, if you're bringing in a player of Earl Thomas's caliber, then yeah, that definitely changes a lot. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to bring in another plug and play guy, I feel like it doesn't do as much as getting a game changer like Earl Thomas or the guy willing to go to Seattle. But I feel like if you can bring a middle linebacker with some experience that can come in, help with that run defense, that'll kind of free up a lot of it as far as our defensive work is concerned. But honestly, man, it's going to be a lot of that we actually need on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I mean, here's the thing. I'll backdoor that. I mean, I think you got to kind of be a little bit worried about linebacker. I mean, I think Joe Thomas is playing better than Jalen Smith at this point. I think this whole panel will agree here. So, I mean, linebacker is definitely an issue. I mean, you brought up Francis Bernard. We didn't see a whole lot of him today, obviously. We think we're getting Lee back at some point from the sports hernia surgery. We know we're a few weeks away from getting LVE out, or LVE back, excuse me. So, I mean, linebacker is definitely an issue because you're kind of light there. I mean, middle, outside, whatever, linebacker in general.
Right.
You're down 2 corners as well. We look at the defensive tackle position, and there's a problem. It's a great question, to try to pinpoint and say one thing that would help this team.
Right.
I think both of your answers are correct. I'm going to, I'll be devil's advocate. I'm going to go to the other side of the ball, which might seem kind of crazy. Man, get me. We already know he's gone for the year, guys. He's out, right? He's getting the surgery on Wednesday. Leo Collins is gone. Go get me a right tackle that can be solidified over there and settle this thing down. And maybe we can run the ball a little bit more when we need to. And we can kind of get things going and maybe ease up on the defense as we get players back. So I think, at the end of the day, I think both of your answers are fantastic. I don't think they're wrong by any stretch of the imagination. But I'll go right tackle. What are we doing? Because we've signed not one but two, right? Right. We went and signed Smith, former Giant. Then we went and signed was it Mills, the former 5th round pick from Chicago, who's had a lot of starts in this game.
Right.
I get it. Maybe he needs to catch up. We know what Redmond's done at left tackle. He didn't get a chance to right tackle today. But we got to figure out this offensive line because it's too helter-skelter. Our best of the three, special teams, defense, offense, is offense, right?
Right.
But we're a little too helter-skelter on offense, and that's because the offensive line isn't really settled. We lost Looney today, right? We'll see how long that is. And the rookie played well. I'm not saying anything about the rookie. We know, unfortunately, Connor Williams is over there. What can we do? He's there. I mean, they talked to a couple of different guys at guard. It didn't go through. Right. So it's going to be Connor there. And, as Sweet likes to call it, the old they're giving us the old shook and jive on the local radio about, we love what Connor McGovern's at, but he's not getting no burns yet. So figure out that right tackle. I mean, let's figure that out, and then maybe once we get some depth back, maybe we can do something. Again, the lines are wide open. We've got 2 calls in. By all means, go ahead, throw it out there. If you don't want to call in, drop your question or comment in the chat. Give it a like, give it a share. But again, let's kind of back there before we got the calls. We got, off kiltered. Tuck, you spoke about it a little bit. Spoony, Brandon Carr, the safety / corner hybrid, played in nothing today. Like, what are we doing here?
Well, listen, I'm glad Donovan Wilson came in and played. He should have been playing. At the end of the day, I think Brandon Carr should get some playing time. I remember Jerry Jones came out and said a couple of weeks ago, he goes, "We got a veteran guy here who could play some corner. He could play some safety. And obviously at corner today, we could have definitely used him because Worley wasn't doing, Worley was just getting toasted. So, again, selling us that dream for these players, what they could bring to the table, but we never see it. And I don't get it. I really don't get it. So I'm as puzzled as you are. Brandon Carr could have played today. He could have played opposite Donovan. It's time to cut the tires on Xavier Wood. I am already tired. I've been waiting for.
Hold on.
I've been waiting.
Hold on. The tag team champs. Here's the heel turn. The tag team champs about to break up. The tag team champs about to break up because Tucker's like, that guy Woods is going to make that turn. Spoonie's been off on Woods since last year. I'll let you. Hold on. Excuse me. Let me slide back. Let me slide back. By all means, guys, go ahead about Woods.
Me and Spoon kind of spoke about this before we went on air on my channel, man. But like I said, we're getting close to Halloween, so me and my wife are watching some scary movies last night, and we watched Final Destination. And I feel like Spoon was the guy telling me to jump off the Woods plane is about to crash. And I wanted to continue to ride, and now I'm burning up in flames, man. So I should have followed Spoon, man. Xavier Woods, I like his energy. I like what he brings to the table, man. But he's just not it. He's just not that guy. You even saw on that last run with Odell Beckham Jr. His angles was off, his effort was off, like everything was just off. And those things can be costly, as we saw. So, but here's the thing, guys. I just don't know what's the answer. I mean, Nix, you mentioned maybe we're waiting until we get closer to the trade deadline, but man, right now things are just looking bad, and I really just don't know how to fix it. Now, granted, our schedule can kind of just do us a little bit of a favor, but like I personally, with the schedule playing the Giants next week and then going and playing against the Cardinals, I would like to see some of these young guys get their opportunities. We were very high on a lot of these draft picks with the Reggie Robinsons, the Bradley Anies. Throw these guys in the fire and let them get their opportunity to play. I saw Bradley Anies standing on the sideline. Well, we can't get a pass rush. Well, you drafted this kid to be strictly just a pass rusher. Throw him out there and give him the opportunity to make a play. Also with Reggie Robinson, one of these players is going to take advantage of their opportunity. We already see what Diggs is doing. Let them cut their teeth as far as being an NFL player and see what they really got. But as of right now, we're sticking to these older guys, and it's really just not paying off in our favor.
No, I mean, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I should have did this earlier today, but I want to announce the winner real quick. It was a conference earlier start game. I had put out there to win a Noah Brown autographed rookie card. All you had to do basically was subscribe to the channel on Star Gang Podcast on YouTube, and also just predict the combined score of today's game between the Browns and the Cowboys. The score was total was 87. We had Steve Scoggins, excuse me. Pardon me if I say your name wrong. He won. He picked 80. He's the winner who received this autograph in the mail. So just DM me your address.
Awesome. Appreciate y'all. As always, keep subbing Star Game Podcast on YouTube. We'll do some more giveaways as well. And up to
we almost got 50 balled by the Browns, man. That's crazy.
Well, hold on. Here's the thing. Let's be clear. If the Browns wasn't trying to do the old Bill Parcells, remember back in the day, we get up like 17-7 or 17-0, and then Bill Parcells was like, to take that old air out the ball. If the Browns wasn't trying to take the air out the ball in the second half, they would have put 60 on us.
Right.
They would have, because they literally third quarter on, very vanilla offensively, whatever. And we did enough to get the ball back, and we went down. Defensively, they stayed blitzing and doing things and attacking. Dak just did his thing. Offensively, they did. But as soon as it mattered, and we gave him the field position with the terrible ass watermelon squib kick.
Can we get rid of that? I don't know. It worked against Atlanta. It was cute. It worked.
It was cool. Yeah.
Let's get rid of it. Yeah, man. You just don't want to continue to keep doing it, man. Like,
and you did that game field position, and as soon as they needed a play, because I said, watch for the play action.
Right.
It wasn't play action. They did, but it was something that was non-vanilla. Defense, out of there, done. Can't stop it. Be clear. I don't care what you do. and I ran these stats down on your show. I'm gonna do it here for everybody else. I mean, guys, defensively, this is putrid.
Right.
Raise your hand. Dearness Johnson, if you knew where he was, who he was, know what college he played for, have him on your fantasy team.
Right.
13 carries, 95 yards, 7.3 average. Kareem Hunt, who we know is a beast, 11 carries, 71 yards, 7.2 a carry. Oh, excuse me, 6.5 a carry, 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb, before he got hurt, ain't no telling what kind of game he would have had.
Right.
6 carries, 43 yards, 7.2.
Right.
And then you had Dontrell Hillard, guys. Dontrell Hillard. We're to the 4th running back now. Dontrell Hillard. 5 carries for 19 yards. Oh, and then a wide receiver by the name of Odell Beckham. 2 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, my goodness. I mean, I don't care what you're doing defensively. You're just not going to win. You're just not going to win. I mean, when you give up over, wow, is that over 300? Did we give up 300 yards rushing? Is that what we did? Oh, yeah. Yeah, facts. Yeah, we gave up over 300. Yeah. I mean, you give up 300 yards rushing. I don't care what you're doing. You're not going to win the game, period, point blank. Give it a like, give it a share, guys, as always. The lines are open. The lines are absolutely open down on 399 1015. You got a question, you got a comment. The panel's here. We're going to answer. We're going to talk about it. With that being said, let's talk positives for a minute. I mean, look, we took the L. Okay, fair enough. There's only one team besides us with 1 win in the division. It's the team in Washington, right? So at the end of the wait a minute. I'm sorry. I was about to get to that. Somebody help me, guys. Somebody help me.
No.
What? Cut Mark? What?
Trolling, man.
Are you a Cowboys fan? Come on. But with that being said, I saw it. I had to throw it up there. At the end of the day, what are we going to do? I mean, positively, what did you see, Tucker? What did you see that you're like, hey, I can hang my hat on this? What was positive for you in this game?
Dak Prescott. And here's the crazy thing about the way Dak and his offense has been operating this season is that when we got down, and check the tweets, I said, we're going to come back. I think we're down like 21. I said, we're going to come back, but I'm still not excited about it. Like, I knew we were going to come back, and it's different as a Dallas Cowboys fan. When we get down by these large numbers, I was looking at 21, 24, like, oh, all right, well, we got plenty of time left. We're going to come back. But it's just like we shouldn't even get to that point. We should be the front runners. We're showing how explosive our offense actually can be. So why are we shooting ourselves in the foot? And I call it Bruce Banner syndrome. It's like we got to get punched in the face a few times to get angry, and all of a sudden we turn to this green juggernaut. Why not just start out the gate and go into hawk mode, pass down the field, get the running game involved, use Tony Pollard, use his screens to CeeDee Lamb? Like, why wait until we're actually down by 15 or 20 points to actually start increasing the tempo and pushing things downfield? So my great takeaway with this team that's really keeping me afloat a little bit, as you would say, is this offense. Because I feel like right now, when you think about the teams we're going to have to go through, I feel like this offense can score and put 30 to 40 on any team in the NFL right now. That's how I feel about this offense, but it really shouldn't be that way.
Spoon, if hanging your head on something, what you got for me?
Oh, I'm just worrying about tomorrow's comments. That video. Listen, my thing is that management got to do their job.
Right.
They really got to buckle down, do their job, and start with the poems, start with the promises, start with this trying to sell us how good a play is going to be and things of that nature. I don't like it. It seems like if you're trying to rebuild or see what you got, I don't know. They're just standing there, not doing much anything to try to improve this team at all. And it starts with, I know Stevie Jones running the team, but Jerry, this is your house. That's your play money. You own this team, and on top of that, I know your son's calling the shots, but I think you're gonna have to overthrow him just a little bit because at the end of the day, you know, you're trying to win.
Now, win now.
Exactly. You're just standing there, you know, trying to convince us fans as if you wait for the guy to get better. You know, we brought in this veteran player to do X, Y, and Z, like Brandon Carr. We see him do anything today. You know, you're selling a dream. I know Earl's out there, and we need to win now. So what does that mean? You know, it's that kind of right there got me,
bro. But okay, just positive. What's the one thing positive to hang your hat on?
The only thing positive right now to hold my head up is the division. Right now, the other teams are playing bad in the division. The Cowboys got a top offense. I think we could score points with the best of them. They just getting more. Listen, the one thing I do love, not only.
There we go. State your name and where you're from.
Yeah, Donald Walker from the Bronx.
Walker from the Bronx. Oh, you over there by Spoonie. You ain't too far away.
Yeah.
Right. What's going on, fellas?
Chill. What you got for us?
Hey, listen, one of the biggest problems I see with this team, right, and I'm going to blame the front office, we have no team speed on defense. I mean, Steven Discount Jones, he just wants to sign veteran, old discount players, and we have no team speed, which is why we don't get turnovers and we have no playmakers.
Okay. All right, Walker Band, appreciate the call as always. Guys, you know, what do you think? Team speed on defense is an issue? Is Jalen Smith not fast enough? Is Diggs not fast enough? Is the defensive ends? I mean, do we think team speed is an issue? Is that probably? I mean, the turnovers we know is an issue, and that was something the problem with the last regime to where we are now. Fair enough. That is duly noted. We know, and we covered this extensively during training camp, how they were doing all these different drills about punches or whatever. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, I guess we did at least see Diggs last week on Metcalf do something there, right? And we saw, Alden Smith game one hit the quarterback and Cheeto get a pick or whatnot. But I mean, team speed though, guys. Issue? Jordan Lewis, those guys at corner, team speed the issue? What do you think, Tuck?
I don't think team speed is necessarily the issue because you look at a lot of plays, we're right in the vicinity to make the play. We're just, it's a game of inches, a few seconds we're behind. We saw the play with Diggs. They had, I think it was Landry made that great catch, but Diggs was right there. So I don't think team speed is the issue. I think it's just really the scheme and execution, to be honest with you.
Spoon?
Yeah,
team speed and old veterans. I guess let me throw that in there too. Old veterans. Obviously McCoy's already hurt, gone. And then obviously Poe. We haven't got much from Poe either. I mean, Worley. I mean, not old. I mean, he's a little bit of younger veteran that we brought in here. Candidate we lost because of COVID. He opted out, right? But I mean, speed and not bringing in the right guys. What you think?
If it's speed, it would be for me on the defensive line. That would definitely be on the defensive line. But as far as the secondary, it's pretty much instincts. They're not reading right. They're not communicating. It's the one thing I said earlier before the season started is that you have a bunch of question marks. You need a veteran guy out there in that field to put the guys in place. But if it's speed, in my opinion, is on a D-line. I don't think it was the linebacker secondary. I had no problem with the speed at all.
I mean, speed matters. I'm not saying that it doesn't.
It does, definitely does.
I mean, I'm not saying that it doesn't. I think we saw Diggs in the Atlanta game, right, when he was kind of beating. He like that closing speed that we saw from him there, right? So I mean, look, Diggs is a one-off. I think Jalen Smith has the speed. I mean, I think at the end of the day, we just got to kind of look at it. Some people call we have this a lot of times in Cowboys Nation, right? Spoony Tuck, that these players kind of get a little pumped up more than they should be, and some players get a little bit more hate than they should be. It just kind of depends on the temperament of how Cowboys Nation kind of rocks, right? I don't think Jalen Smith is slow at all. I mean, it's not like on the very last play. It's not really like for a middle linebacker that he couldn't really keep up in with Odell. I mean, he was there. He just just wasn't quite a wide receiver speed. I mean, he shouldn't be as a linebacker. But I think there's a point to be made that these guys aren't who we thought they were.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's where we need to come to the realization of everything. Like, you know what? I remember the conversation was, damn, Jalen took a pay cut. Low key, do we all really feel like Jalen took a pay cut right now?
Nah.
Right. We talked about, Jordan Lewis should be in the slot, which I actually talked about this. Like, actually, Anthony Brown's, I get it. He got an interception last year, but I'm like, Brown's better than the slot. He's quicker. He's faster. We're talking about team speed. There might not be a guy faster on defense than Anthony Brown. Be clear. Right. He's got true 4.3 speed.
Right.
Defensive line wise, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah, you want fast guys. I definitely agree with Walker on that. You want fast guys, and we brought, and this goes back to kind of what we talked about, right, guys? Is that we want corners to cover, but we brought corners in. We know Worley's not a world beater, right? I mean, we know the corners that we have are not they're not track guys. That's not what they are. They're physical. They're 6 feet and up, and we want them to press, but
we're not even playing that style of football, man.
Help, Tug. Say it for the people in the back.
We are not playing that style of football that we believe when we're doing these 6-hour streams all off season, man. It's just not. I don't see it. When you go back and you watch the film, you watch the all 22. I'm just like, all this cushion that we're giving up. Where's the heavy press that we've always thought we were going to do? It's just really not there. So like I said, it's not speed. I would say more controlled speed. I feel like, for those who play Madden, man, like Jalen Smith is just holding the turbo button down. Like, just you have to be able to control, move your analog, shift a little bit, man. It's just at the wrong times in the wrong spot, man, taking the bad angles. And then that's when we're starting to get gashed a lot, man. So like I said, I don't know the Band-Aid answer. Like I said, hopefully the schedule will kind of play out where we can start to find ourselves. And I was going to ask you guys on the show we just did.
Yeah.
At this point, 4 games in, what is this Dallas Cowboys team's identity? What type? If someone would say, what type of team are you? I don't know what to answer to that.
Again, we was told. Well, it was said. Well, yeah, it was told by certain coaches, schemeless defense, right? And now here's the thing: some people would say, some fans are going to say, well, these players don't fit the scheme. Now, it's not that many players that we got this offseason. Some players are not that good.
Right.
That's why there wasn't that's why they was available. It's not like we picked up anybody that was top notch. Right. They're available because they're not just that good. But again, there's a certain guy out there who is good, made a Pro Bowl last year, and we not touching him. That's my issue. So we're gonna continue to keep the guys that are not that good. And listen, out of position, Jordan Lewis is not a slot corner.
Oh yeah, we pounded the table on that.
Out of position, Jalen Smith is not a middle linebacker. Out of position, and the confusing part is that all this
Connor Williams
linebacker.
Oh, Connor, the bane of my existence. The bane of my existence. Thank you for calling in. What's your name and where you're from? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Hit me one more time.
You know it's the antagonist.
Oh, Stu Rogers from the 214 is in the building. What's going on, Stu? What you got?
Man, you got to calm down these expectations.
Okay.
It's going to take 2 years. You didn't have a full preseason. You didn't have a real off season. You have a whole new coaching staff. What makes people think that this team, it's basically pretty much the same team from last year, is going to win double-digit games? That's not going to happen.
Okay.
It's just not going to happen. Now, you can pump up all the people that you bring in, but you still got to figure out who's going to do what. Does it fit your scheme? Does it even really make sense? You got to even figure out your coaching staff. Next year is your year. Calm down. This year is a wash. Many people didn't expect us to have a year anyway. So just calm down. If you make 500, give yourself a hand clap. But that's not going to happen. I'll let you all have the rest of your day. Have a good one, gentlemen. Shout out to Spoonie. I hope you didn't shoot your TV today.
I didn't.
Thank you very much, Sue. Appreciate you as always. I mean, look, I mean, some valid things said there, right? Here's where here's where I mean, and we talked about not having the off season. And as I was watching the game today, and a friend of mine was with me, I'll say, well, I mean, basically we're in the 4th preseason, for better or worse, with a new coaching staff. It is what it is. I know there are a lot of bullets and they count, but my problem is this. Find the pieces that fit or whatever, and that's fine. Okay, let's buy that, Sue. But sometimes, like you got to make do with what you got. So no matter what it is that you want to call, because you spoke that language of, hey, we're going to put player. Look, they gave us the idea that this wouldn't be the same kind of thing, right? Tuck, Spoon, like, hey,
Right.
we're going to do what these players do best and let them go win. And it's not that we don't have athletes to go do these kind of things or whatever the case may be, but you're not really. For me, through 4 games, let me ask it this way, and I'm going to talk about this defensively exclusively. We'll dive into the special teams here in a little bit. Defensively, guys, whenever you've watched 4 games now, do you feel like these guys are put in the best position to be successful? You just let me know. Spoon, yeah? You think these guys are in the best position?
No, here's the thing. I think this team can compete with any team. The NFL right now is scoring points. There's no dominant defense no more.
I mean, yeah. NFL record through 3 weeks, not even counting today.
Yeah,
most passing yards, most touchdowns. Yeah, it's everything's up for sure.
I believe this Cowboy team will win the division and be a different team in the playoffs. Hopefully by then, I feel by then we're gonna be 3 times better than where we are right now. Listen, this was not a normal off season for every team, right? There was no preparation about the new system we supposed to run X, Y, and Z. They didn't have the time that they needed for a team. A lot of these teams winning, they've been with each other for years. This is a whole new staff, whole new schemes, everything. So I get benefit of the doubt with that. I still feel the Cowboys should get if there's a better player out there than a play that you have in position, you should get it. But I think in the long run, with this division, how bad is it? We win this division. I think in the playoffs, we will definitely be a different team because we can score points at will. And on top of that, LVE, Cheeto, Anthony Brown, you're going to have guys that are back, Randy Gregory. Those guys can make, especially LVE and Randy Gregory, they are difference makers. Mm-hmm. Getting a sack there, a forced fumble here and there, that could change the outcome of the game. And we have the offense to score points at will. So going forward, I feel good about it.
I mean, Tuck, same thing.
To kind of answer his call, though, man, the expectation is to get over what we were last year for Mike McCarthy year 1. I said this numerous times this offseason, no excuses, because you got to think about if we go back to last year's team, we were in a lot of games. We lost a lot of close games, and I thought that Mike McCarthy coming in was going to fix that, but it just hasn't been as of yet. But I agree with Spoon, man. I think that if we can get healthy and really find an identity of what the hell type of team we are we going to be a run-first team? Well, let's just commit to the run. Let's get Zeke and Tony Pollard involved. Are we going to be a 3-4 or a 4-3 and stick with it and stick with it, and then we'll fix it in the offseason? But if you look at the schedule, right now is a key opportunity with having New York and the Cardinals and Philly and Washington and getting prepared for Pittsburgh. We need to make a run, but losing games like we lost today, these type of teams can be costly when we get to December. Now look at the end of December, then we start to play teams like Cincinnati and the Giants again, and Philly and San Francisco, though they're banged up. And so if we can get some momentum going to playoffs, like Spoon said, we are a deadly team. But right now, we have to find out who the hell the Dallas Cowboys under the Mike McCarthy era is right now, and find that identity, stick with it, and we're going to go out with that. But right now, it's just too much changing. We don't know. It goes from week to week.
Yeah. I mean, fair. I mean, it's all fair. I mean, we've been in every game. Right. We've been in every game. I mean, and there's one thing, I guess, to hang the hat on, if you will. I said it last year early on and even through the season after the first 3 games. This offense has to go through Dak.
Right.
Period. And look, I truly believe that Zeke is a generational type of running back. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
On the same token, if y'all can't figure out who's got to sit at the head of the table, then one has to go. I mean, this ain't a knee jerk, because for me, I always like taking the season in quarters.
Right.
I've watched the first 4 quarters of this. I watched the first quarter of the season now, and it's this weird. We saw it last week. We saw it this week. We saw it sprinkled in a couple of games. Like Zeke's not running the ball well. Okay, let's try to figure out how to give him the ball in these screens or whatever, and it's not working. Look, and that literally hicks up the offense. Like, look, let that cook, and once you're up, okay, then let Zeke eat. It's fine.
Right.
I think at the end of the day, they had to decide now. And again, if we go back to in the contract was laid out right, and Dak signed the 4 or 5 year deal or whatever. I don't think this is an issue. But now it's like, oh well, back to what we said. What do we got to make some decisions and just down that hill, as I call it. Let me check it in. As we're waiting for some more calls to come in, let me check in. Let me scroll in here, man. We got a lot of people blowing up the comment section right now. Nelson Chicken said, man, we lost momentum after the Zeke fumble, and Brown were able to utilize the run to possess the ball. Yeah, I mean, it was a weird fumble because he was on top of somebody. Something happened. But again, kind of something with Zeke that's happened a little bit more than usual with him that we don't expect. I mean, Jose, let's just admit it. We thought our players were better than they truly are. I think that's, Tuck, you spoke about that on the show just a while ago.
Yeah, we're part of the problem, man. Because like I said, we were all celebrating on the streets when we signed Everson Griffin, man. Because we thought, that was going to be a difference maker. We thought, Mr. Nasty Time and all this with the pass rush. And it has been non-existent thus far this season. So I think for Cowboys fans, we really need to pump the brakes on a lot of our players. And granted, like why doesn't D-Law look like half the player Miles G? Exactly. That's a fair question for people to ask. If you have to sit back and analyze DeMarcus Lawrence by watching the All-22, and you're saying, okay, on this play, he kept containment, which bounced the running back it, different things like that, which is great. And like I said on my show, that's like me going to work on time. That's what you're supposed to do as a defensive end, is keep your outside contained. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. You get paid those big dollars for causing pressures on the quarterback, making plays at big moments, having a drastic impact, as we saw Myles Garrett do straight out the gate. And so I feel like, Cowboys fans, we need to pump the brakes on a lot of our players because we hype them up to this standard, and maybe they're just not really as good as we make them out to be.
Yeah, I mean, for the record, half a sack in the last, I guess now 12 games.
12 games
for D-Law. Great against the run, and again, as I talked about earlier, it's kind of the same thing as I talk about Brendan Carr. It wasn't that Brendan Carr was trash when we signed him.
Right.
Not now. Back in the day, he just wasn't worth the $50 million.
Exactly.
And it's kind of like with D-Law. He's a great player. No dispute that he's a great player in this league. He's just not a $100 million guy. This is the exercise I did with Spoon about 2 weeks ago. And look, and to be clear, the knee's been bad the past 2 weeks. Getting a little bit better, played a little bit better today. But with that being said, though, I said, hey, look, when you talk about $100 million defensive players, they have to change the game.
Right.
I mean, and I don't care about scheme. I'm not trying to hear about scheme either.
Right.
Because the top two to come to mind that are $100 million guys, right? Khalil Mack, Aaron Donald.
Right.
They both played in both systems.
Right.
And they are both effective tremendously, bar none, and do in effect games, period.
Right.
D-Law has to be that, as we hear and we toss around, that war daddy, and do those things. And, injury or not, fans don't want to hear that. We understand that. Analytically wise, we do get that. But, we look at the stat sheet that the Cowboys do, and they're trying to say that D-Law leads the team in quarterback pressures.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, come on.
Come on, Small.
You think about it. We franchise tagged DeMarcus Lawrence, and what did he do? He put up double-digit sacks.
Boom.
Then when it was for a contract, double-digit sacks. And so why is there a drastic drop-off? You put up 2 double-digit sack seasons when you were trying to get paid, and now, as you just mentioned, Nick's 0.5 sacks in almost a whole full season of football. That's not going to cut it.
Small. Why does D-Law look like Miles G for you?
Well, here's the thing. D-Law needs to sit.
He's healthy.
He's holding back the other guys who are performing, who can't perform. As I said on Tuck's channel, they should go 3-4 and let it go around Alden Smith, in my opinion. Why? Because at the end of the day, he's the difference maker on that defense. 5 years. I said it before the season. If you give us an 80% Alden Smith, that's dangerous.
Right.
That needs that we need that Alden Smith now.
Right.
I'm tired of the shifting back and forth to 3-4-4-3. Stick to one. Let these guys adapt to it. When it all boils down to 4-3, I don't think Everson Griffin is playing that good for us to go that route. No,
I'll say it now. I'll say it now.
No, D-Law.
No, nobody else will say it. I'll say it now. I'm cutting Everson Griffin. I'm done.
Right.
Low key.
Send Poe with him. Send Poe with him.
I'm cutting Griffin.
Yeah, you might as well say Poe with him.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm cutting Poe as well. Look, I said maybe he's playing himself to the shape. If we're not going to go to the 4-3, let him just clog at the 1 tech. I'm done. There's no reason for them to be here. Play the young guys. Griffin has not been good. The only thing he's been good at is arguing with radio personalities up there on Twitter. Shout out to Jeff Kavanaugh. And Jeff gave a legitimate, accurate statement, and he got sensitive, and it ran off to – and as I posted, I was like, hey, man, everybody's not built to play in Dallas.
Right.
That light shines different. Look, at this point, I'm like Everson Griffin, if we're not going to be a traditional 4-3, and look, that's not just his fault. That's this front office and this coaching staff's fault as well. I'm not going to put it all on him, but at this point, if you're not going to commit to the 4-3, the traditional 4-man front, then why is he here? Get him up out of here. Blanco with the question, though, guys. Are we seeing D-Law's Anthony Spencer right now?
Yeah, I actually tweeted that, and that's what everybody jumped me on Twitter for. I say because if DeMarcus Lawrence did not put up those double-digit sack seasons, he would have got the Anthony Spencer treatment.
Right.
He would have got franchise tagged again, and then we probably would let him walk. So,
but you see, as Cowboy fan, we'll jump to conclusions about not paying a certain player. But this is why a lot of like Belichick and the Patriots, you don't play players. You know why? Because they stay motivated to want to get that contract. They have their best. Now, when they want to get paid, he gets rid of them and gets somebody for that spot up. That's the thing. We seen D-Law get paid. Also, Jalen Smith get paid. Look what's going on. Let
me ask you guys this question because you might know, and I asked it on Twitter. What Cowboys player have we known, let's say past 15 years, who actually got the big contract and actually exceeded their expectations after that? They got paid.
I tell you this. If I say this, Tuck, you go back to the early 90s. You know why? Because at that time it was more disciplined.
Hey, I got you live on the show.
Way more disciplined. Again, if no matter who, if you got paid and you didn't perform,
you ready?
Jimmy Johnson made you walk.
Put you on speaker so you can answer your question. We're live right now, okay?
Right.
Yeah, I know who it is. I'm telling you what's going on. That's all right, I got you. Hey, real quick, go ahead and say your name and say where you're from and get your comment off, brother. Go ahead.
What's up, BJ?
Not a whole lot, brother. My boy Steve Keever called in. What you got for us tonight, man?
Just crossed the Chapel Basin, going into Baton Rouge, and didn't get to see the game, but I followed in the group game chat. Man, look, I guess it's all Dak's fault, man. I'm just, I've been a big supporter, but at the end of the day, looks like we're gonna waste his talent just like we did Romo, huh?
I mean, there's only two 500-yard games, and they both ended up with losses, and the last play from offense interceptions. Funny how that works.
I get the fact he had a bad fumble. Zeke had a fumble too, right? Was that the next possession? Zeke fumble too?
Yeah, back to back. Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay, so we have Terrence Steele up there, right tackle.
Yeah.
And Myles Garrett is that dude. I mean, he got paid for a reason, not because he sucks. So my thing is, if we're gonna start Terrence Steele right tackle, can we please get Bell over there to help him block? Kind of like all these clips I've been seeing from different people who do this stuff, break down the stuff about Bell and them blocking. The last couple of weeks doing a great job. Where's our coaching at? Is what I want to know.
I mean, fair enough, man. I've been tuning in as you're already looking as well, and that's kind of what we're asking as well. But we appreciate the call, Steve. Have a good one. Yeah, facts. I mean, that's kind of what we've been talking about the entire time, right, guys? I mean, it is what it is. Again, I mean, Dak threw for 500. Look, and I literally looked at the guy that was my guy, CD. Shout out to CD. And shout out to Jackson, who was here earlier, who's the Browns fan that came out and kicked him in Buffalo Wild Wings. I had to sit there and eat that. Man. Yeah, but I had to put on Browns gear like you did, though. So, hey, it is what it is. And I'm just like, I said, look, even before we got to like 30 points, I'm like, I looked at him, I said, Dak's going to throw for 500 today and we'll lose. Like, I just knew. It is what it is. And on the last drive, I looked over at Sales and said, I told you it'll be 500.
Right.
And it's just, I think the thing for Cowboys Nation is this, and I feel what Steve was saying, and I'm gonna pivot this off to y'all. I think the problem is we had 9 years of blaming a certain redhead, right? And whether it was Romo over to Dak, and whether Romo should look, and we went through and look. I told somebody else, like, man, I'm done defending Dak and all this. Man, I did this so long for Romo. If you don't get it, you just don't get it. It is what it is. You don't
want to.
Right. You just don't want to. And now here we are with Dak, and literally now, it was don't pay Dak because you don't get stats at Zeke's team. And then since last year all the way through now, even to NFL all-time record status, what he's doing, somehow this is still Dak's fault.
Right.
Right. And it's just like we're literally just in a spin cycle of what we were doing, whether we're talking about, because we talked about, look, we literally had Cowboys fans on your chat and this chat talking about Wade Phillips.
Right.
We are literally in the spin cycle from Wade Phillips to Jason Garrett to now 4 games of Mike McCarthy, whether it was Romo, now we're on to Dak.
Right.
And we are stuck. Has anybody ever watched the movie with Bill Murray called Groundhog Day?
Right. Yeah. Same thing.
What has changed? Somebody help me off the ledge real quick. My boy Kiefer got me hot.
Right.
Jerry got to put his foot down. That's what it is.
No, I'm not trying to hear that, Spoon. I want to hear Tug's take instead. This ain't on Jerry.
It's on Steven. Jerry got to take over. Listen, you can't keep going bargain shopping and orders. Look, perfect example. We let Des Bryant walk. What happened? We're gonna waste the games at the beginning of games of the season on a wide receiver by committee. And so you know what? I'll trade for a wide receiver. Whose call is that? Stephen Jones. This is all Stephen Jones moves. Jerry is an older guy now. He's a big name.
Troy Jones. I do agree, Troy Jones. It wasn't bad play call, pump, double move, and you had still going against with no help. I agree. Go ahead, Spoon. I'm sorry.
No, I'm gonna keep saying Stephen Jones. Jerry got to put his foot down. You're the owner. Sometimes you got to make the decision on your own and not have a vote or whatever. Mike McCarthy just got here. He was sitting out for a whole year. If you want to get better, Jerry knows how to do that. He won 3 when Steven was an infant or a baby. Mike McCarthy was a young man at the time. At the end of the day, you got to take risk. You can't sit there and ask a coach or a friend, oh, should I sign this guy? What do you think? No. Come on. It's like Chuck said earlier. We had killers on this team. We had guys with crime, with crime history. And as long as you were talented to play, Jerry didn't care. You got to get better.
Tuck?
Yeah, I mean, not as extensive as Spoon is saying, but like I've always been saying, in order for the Dallas Cowboys to really get there, it's going to take a change with the culture. The culture of the Dallas Cowboys has been really more ran like a business brand versus a football team. And so I think that's what needs to change. And I felt like Mike McCarthy and the staff was actually going to do that. There needs to be accountability. Like, why isn't there no coach screaming at DeMarcus Lawrence or these people for these boneheaded plays? They get blown on defense. They go back, they sit down, and they just chill. Like, where's the aggression? Where's the passion? Where's the accountability? That's what we next need to see as far as the coach of the Dallas Cowboys. And so I feel like, man, like we said, we pay these players, and it feels like since we paid you, you really just got to play. Even with Ezekiel Elliott, he continued to fumble. Now, Atlanta game, Tony Pollard had 2 carries right out the gate. He fumbled, recovered it. We haven't seen Tony Pollard again until this week. So why isn't that same accountability being held for Ezekiel Elliott? Yes, you're a running back. Yes.
Oh, Tucker, follow the check.
But that's what
Follow
I'm
the
saying.
money.
That's
why.
But that's what I'm
And
saying.
that's
It's
the
a culture
problem with
issue.
Dallas.
It's a
But
culture issue. It has to
but-
change. Like I said on my show, I saw DeMarcus Lawrence out of his own mouth say he's not worried about Robert Quinn taking these snaps away because he's getting paid too damn much.
Oh,
What kind of mind?
hold on. Watch this. Let me backdoor you on D-Law as well, because he again said, well, yeah, Alden looks better because he was drafted to this system. So wait, this like you need a certain system now, $100 million guy.
Right.
Oh, Alden looks better because look, and I posted on Stargate, and people gave me flack. Oh, well, that's not what he's saying. No, it is. Like, guys, here's what Cowboys Nation has to do. Cowboys fans only, Stargate affiliates. Man, look, we can't sit here and be like hot boys this and eat this shit and do this. Man, call it, man, keep it a buck.
Right.
If you're $100 million guy, I'm not trying to hear, oh, well, yeah, Alden Smith out of the football game for 5 years. I promise you, forget NFL.
Right.
Let's talk about recreational basketball.
Right.
Let's talk about that. Just take 5 years off of playing basketball.
Right.
And then step on the court. I ain't talking about Division I, Division II, Division III, high school, NBA. I ain't talking. Just step on. Just go to a court in your town after 5 years away and see how you do.
Right.
Like, I'm just not trying to hear that.
Right.
I'm just not. That's why I said game one. I'm like, yo, extend Alden Smith now. I was like, oh, Knicks, you're crazy. You're crazy. I'm like, bro, I'm not. He's been out the game 5 years. He literally looks like, if you watch the Rams game, forget what we know now. Mm-hmm. If you just go back, don't care about what you know now, and watch the Rams game, tell me who the $100 million defensive player was.
Right.
And that's before D-Law's injury. Go ahead, Tuck.
That's what I'm saying. If you're not a Cowboys fan, you just tune in to watch the game, you're not going to point out D-Law on that as far as that defense. You're going to point out Alden Smith, and you'll possibly point out Tristan Hill, because he's not jumping off on the screen on Sunday. I sit there and watched Chris Jones last week, and they were saying it doesn't matter if he's double team, single team, whatever. Chris Jones makes plays. That's where you get paid the money. There's so many people like, well, he's DeMarcus Lawrence is getting double team, which frees up Alden Smith, and that's how Robert Quinn got paid. That's BS. You've been getting double teamed since you entered the NFL. You think people haven't decided I should double team Aaron Donald or Myles Garrett or Khalil Mack? Oh, I never thought about that. But we thought about doing that with DeMarcus Lawrence. No.
Yeah, and that excuse of, well, everybody else is winning because D-Law is getting doubled. Man, miss me. Hey, somebody else eating on that line for LA with the Rams. Spoony, who else is eating on that line besides Donald?
Nobody. He's by himself. But Tuck, this is why I said in your channel hours ago. You sit D-Law and you put the 3-4 in on Alden Smith. It's a shame that the guy has been removed for 5 years of football and he's your best defensive player.
Right.
Right now, you got to sit Alden Smith. Listen, end of the day, and as I said before, I know this is a Twitter generation where the players and the fans interact with one another and the players get sensitive when the fans say something bad about their play. But here's the thing. If you're going to say something, be about it. I always say, don't say anything. We're talking about the third quarter. We're down. He gets one stop, and you're celebrating.
Right.
What was that for? I don't get it. We were down. You made one play. We had, two stops? They punted the ball, one time? No, 2 times? They punted the ball 2 times during the whole game? I understand it. So, again, Jimmy Johnson back in the game would have made them walk home.
Right.
Accountability.
I mean,
accountability.
But I mean, Jimmy Johnson's time to now, it's different. Well, here's the thing, though. It's a different league. Things move differently. There's a different way that you have to move. I understand that, but we can't sit here and talk about what Jimmy Johnson did back in 89 to 94-ish, and then talk about 30 years later.
If we're the Patriots, DeMarcus Lawrence is gone.
BJ, I'm
right.
BJ.
Wait, but they would have got something for him.
Yeah,
right. But a lot of Cowboys fans think, oh, well, Jimmy Johnson would have cut him. He'd been on the first bus up out. It's not the same thing. That's my point. Like, BJ, you can operate a certain way like Jimmy, but it can't be the ideal way that what he did.
I'm not saying to be like Jimmy. What I'm saying, but here's the thing: we're massaging shoulders here. We're massaging shoulders and giving back rubs.
Right.
Fair enough.
There's a lot of things you can do in this generation.
No. Fair enough. But, I mean, the millennial, Gen, whatever. I mean, they're built differently. But with that being said, my guy Tucker, I know you got to run. It is what it is.
Having me on, man.
Yeah, me and Spoon are going to keep this thing going. I mean, Tuck, I thought you was about that 4 or 5 hour, 6 hour crew like we always are.
The wife texts me dinner's ready. You know, I came.
Yeah, I saw it. Look, before we got on,
I might jump back. Yeah.
We're on. Hey, look, you got the invite. Come on back. You already got the. You just hit the same link. But with that being said, tell the people before you get out here, in case you don't come back, where they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me on my YouTube channel, everyone. Cowboys fans only. I appreciate all the support. Also follow me on Twitter at jtuck151. And then if you want your Cowboys merchandise, your official CFO gear, go to cowboysfansonly.com. I got discount codes and all sorts of things for a lot of gear. I'm creating a lot of new merchandise for you guys. So appreciate you guys for having me on. Like I said, we'll definitely check in. I might come back on.
Oh, yeah, eat dinner, come back. We'll probably be here. Me and Spoon can go all night. It don't matter.
All right, let's get it, guys.
All right, brother. Be safe.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
But, I mean, Spoon. But again, I mean, back to that standpoint, bro, like, it can't be that. Look, and we're kind of doing a little bit of a broader projection here as it pertains to the state of the union of the Cowboys and where we're going, right? I mean, I do want to dial kind of back into the game. The phone lines are open. Get your questions in the comment section as well. We'll definitely hit you. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Oh my God, somebody's inboxing the hell out of me right now. Let me go ahead and mute that real quick. But today's game. Here's the problem for me with today's game. Like, we played the Rams. They've been good, right? Bam. Fair enough. All right. Atlanta, the comeback, whatever. All right, we got that comeback. Boom. All right. You played Seattle. We know what Seattle is. They had a tough game down in Dolphins with the Dolphins in Miami today, right? But they won. Fair enough. We came to this game. We talked about this on the pregame show Tuesday of winnable game. Like, hey, we look at the next three. Rattled these 3 games off. No problems. You're 4-2 sitting pretty. And I mean, low key, let's be clear. Now, and look. Also, outside of week 1 against the Rams, they did score, the Browns. It scored 30-plus points the past 2 games. And I told everybody, hey, this ain't a layup drill. This is not a layup drill. They do things that we know that we're not good at. Running the ball, good tight ends. And, hey, look, we got injuries at cornerback. And obviously, they went through and did what they had to do. And we gave up damn near a 50 burger with them. So, how do you feel confident out of this game pivoting? Now, we know the Giants are anemic, but who knows us better than Jason Garrett at this point? I mean, you got to be a little bit on edge. So, 4 games in, we saw what happened today. The Cardiac Cowboys, all 4 weeks, couldn't get it done. We're sitting at 1-3. The totality, Spoon. What do you think? What do you think? Is there a pivot off of this, or is this who we are, right? I mean, old Bill Parcells used to be in the building, used to say the old big tuna. I think what your record says you are.
Listen, I think we're too soon to give up only because of the division. That's the main thing. Right now is the division. Tonight we got an Eagles game at the 49ers, right? If they lose, we in the same place. The Cowboys still top of first place. At the end of the day,
had their way, Jose. Go ahead, Spoon.
At the end of the day, division comes first. Once you win the division, then it's the playoffs. Right now, we can't say. The only thing we can say right now is that we don't have a good defense. That's it. Offensively,
whoa. Special teams pretty trash.
Huh?
Special teams.
I mean, excuse me. Special teams, yeah, it ain't that good. But defense right now is trash. It is garbage. That's the main thing. It's bad, and that's the one thing they need to fix. As far as heading down to the next weeks, they have to find out what's the best scheme for this team. Either 3-4, 4-3, improve on certain guys on our roster. Yes, there's no LVE, there's no Cheeto, there's no Anthony Brown, no Sean Lee. Yes, we're missing players, but at the same time, you got to stick to you got to stick to a defense that's good for the best players that are playing right now. And that's Alden Smith. I will go to the 3-4 and let's roll with that. And listen, D-Law right now, he's the highest paid player on the defense. But guess what? Even on the 4-3, he's not making any moves. Alden Smith it is. I say go that route.
Yeah, I mean, and Bluff City's in the building, checking in. Mr. Jones agrees with you, absolutely, Spoonie. You know, I mean, it's tough. Yeah, Rush Hunter in the building said, man, Cleveland took advantage of us today. Absolutely, unequivocally. I mean, again, they even once their number one went out, and we know that. And look, and we kind of understand when it comes to Cleveland that Kareem Hunt's not your traditional two. I mean, he's a number one in this league, but it wasn't him that was only. I don't care who they put back there running the ball. Man, bro, they were eating. Period. I don't care who it was running the ball. Spoon. They might have put you or me behind Baker Mayfield, and we would have ran the ball at 7, 8, 9, 10 yards a clip, man.
Right.
It's frustrating because we feel like we have different things. What's going on, Mr. Aaron Johnson? You know, I mean, it's frustrating because, you know, the idea that we watched the team over the past couple of years and what they did, right? We watched that happen. And we kind of feel like maybe the coaching was holding this thing back because of the players or whatever the case may be. So we pivoted. So we're like, oh, finally, these players are going to come through and take that next step, if you will. Now we get it. We didn't have the proper offseason, training camp, preseason, you know, however you want to kind of put that in there. But I mean, let's be clear. Neither did the Browns. And look, I think one of the valid points to bring up here as it pertains, because I see a lot of Cowboys Nation and other shows and different things say, well, the Cowboys' new coaching staff, things are different, yada, yada. Guess what, Spoon? The Browns are in the same boat now. Let's be clear. Browns got a new coaching staff over there now. They're 3-1. Now, we can talk about whoever they played or whatever. I don't care about who they played today in AT&T Stadium. They have a new coaching staff as well. And rattled off, you know, I mean, 300 yards rushing, so on and so forth, damn near 50 points, the whole nine. I mean, we could kind of nitpick different things in here, you know, with our team and say, well, maybe coaching this or coaching that. And we kind of understand defensively we need to figure things out a little bit. But, hey, same boat. They're the same boat, Spoon. And I think that's kind of disheartening because you know, their offensive line, I mean, go up and down their list. I mean, they're not the greatest offensive line either. It's facts. You know, they had to trade and get some safeties in there. I mean, they went and got a guy from Jacksonville we could have got. Almost had an interception today.
Right. BJ, that's the difference. Management, that's the difference. Yes, new coaching staff and everything, but here's the difference. Their team, their management went out and got the players. Rodney Harrison, the safety that we could have used on our team, they traded for him. And guess what? Almost a pick. A pick. See, that's the thing about it. The bad part of the one thing that I'm not liking is a main reason why we're not playing so good is because we got to improve. It's the player personnel. We have to improve on play. There's players on this team that should not be on this team. And we sit there and we listen to management when they talk on the radio and sell us a dream. Oh, I think this player is fantastic. He do this, he do that, X, Y, and Z. And guess what? We fall for it. We lick our fingers right up. We eat it up. Then come Sunday, when it's game day, this is the same play he's talking about.
Man, you know,
that's the problem.
I want to backdoor this with Wiley. Said Jalen is terrible in space. He should be blitzing and covering running backs. But you know what? I watched him blitz some today, and it wasn't good either. It wasn't good either. And look, and he got away with another face mask. Then he did the blunder on the block punt. I mean, bro, like he's not it. I'm gonna backdoor Jose here. Yes, Jose. Look. If we're talking about after the first 4 weeks of what we saw this game, now with a pinch of salt, if you will, Mr. Santiago, because we don't want him at middle linebacker. But look, let's be clear. our base says really a nickel. It's only 2 linebackers. I mean, but he is making the calls now, so it's different. Once LVE comes back and he's the guy with the green dot and making the calls, let's see where Jalen is, once that happens. However, if they're really committed, and it looks like they are, of transitioning to a 3-4 defense, I'm kind of with this right here. I don't know if Jalen's here next year, Spoon.
No, I agree with Jose. I really do. Listen, it's time. Listen, we can't. At the end of the day, I know you pay players. I know they want to commit to them, but listen, if you can find a way out, you find your way out. There's a lot of players in this league who don't play their original position. But guess what? They don't play too terrible. We know they're out of position. He's playing bad. He is playing bad, and this has happened ever since he got paid. Ever since he got paid. And again, to answer Cruz Rogers, my whole thing is that the management during this whole offseason kept on getting players after players after players after players. When their secondary went down, they made trade. They made a couple of trades. They signed some guys, right? They brought in some guys to work out. That's what you do. We're sitting here like this. We're gonna hire from within. This guy's good. I believe in him. X, Y, and Z. Now watch tomorrow. Watch tomorrow. I can't wait for tomorrow morning when they got to come on and answer these questions about, are we going to improve at safety? No, I feel this guy's pretty good, or X, Y, and Z. Are we getting better at defensive line? No, I think this guy's coming to his own. That's the problem. And see, again, this bargain shopping don't help. It doesn't help. Listen, BJ, there was a time I know when you was out there dating in the single life, right? In the single life, right?
Yeah.
You want some nice wear. You want a nice pair of jeans. You want some nice kicks. You go, I'm gonna impress this lady. I want to impress this lady and take her out. You ain't go to no hand-me-down shop and got your pair of jeans with holes in it, put a patch on it and stuff like that. This is what we're doing. If we're the Dallas Cowboys, we are brand name. We don't shy away from good players.
Yeah.
We shy away from good players. For what? For what?
Yeah.
We had them. We had all types of players.
Right.
Why are we trying to get better? Why?
What we thought. I want to backdoor here with my guy Bluff City, Mr. Jones. Said Jones is the number 2 linebacker who gets the number 1 treatment. He's almost like an Alvin Harper top of linebacker. Hey, here's the thing. I'll live with that. Let me know when Jones had a Harper moment. I'm okay with that. He's not giving me an Alvin Harper type moment, man. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, look, Cowboys Nation, man, cheers. Man, we lost to the Browns. Let's be clear. So yeah, your boy's gonna have a little bit of vodka on the cast tonight. Small Blacks, have a good time. Talk with y'all, man. Give it a like, give it a share. Man, if you feel some type of way, you want to call in, it's on the bottom of the screen. Hold on. Let me hit it for you. By all means, go ahead and give it a call. Down on 399-1015. Comment, share, comment or question. We got you. Hit that. All right. Swoony, do we have any player on the team that's lived up to their raise and pay?
Offensive line. Offensive line.
Zach Martin. Zach Martin has.
Yeah,
Zach Martin has for sure. I'll give a nod to Coop. Although, I mean, Coop on the very last play of the game, it's like, yeah.
Mistake happens.
That was a business decision.
Yeah.
Decision. He was like, I'm not going to put my nose in that. Little rough there for Coop there at the end. But overall, I think Coop's earned his money. I think Dak, I mean, as far as what we're talking about, on the franchise tag, what he's getting paid right now. I mean, sure. Right. I mean, he literally just set the NFL record over 100 years of the NFL. Has passed for more yards in 3-game stretch than anybody ever. So, I mean, look, with Tyron Smith on the field, obviously, same, right? Yeah. Alden Smith, for what we gave Alden Smith, yeah, there you go. How about Tristan Hill? A little love for Tristan Hill, 2nd-round pick.
Yeah,
I think he's earning his money. It wasn't really a raise in pay, just where he was drafted and what he's doing now.
Especially Dak. I'm sorry, Dak.
I think I'm done there. I think that. I think I'm done there.
With that $30 million, he definitely deserves it. Yep. There you go. That's the truth. That's the truth. Scared to give up picks. Nah.
Morris, hey man, I mean it's rough, Morris. We all are, whether it's the turnovers, a little loosey goosey, some of the play calling at times. It's crazy. Like I really feel like this offense actually overcomes play calling because of everything that we had. You know what I mean? Eagles fans, look, bring it to Odell. I mean, he handed it off to him, Eagles fan. Hey, let us know when you pop your cherry in the 2020 season and get that first dub. Until then, excuse yourself. You lost to a team. You lost to a team in Washington when you were up 17-0. Have a blessed day, my guy. Enjoy tonight. Hopefully, y'all can maybe score against the 49ers. Boom. No down on Dak. Boom. Wiley Hot Street. Yeah, Dak has lived up to that. Boom. Jose, offensive players are the only capable of earning their contracts. Yeah. Look, Alden Smith, Tristan Hill. Hey, look, let's not throw the bath out, the baby out with the bath water. I mean, they definitely done their thing. I mean, it's Spoon. The Brownies. Listen. No. Aaron Johnson with a great question. Spoon, is it too late to change the scheme on defense?
No, because we haven't played one. We haven't chose one yet.
Mm-hmm.
We could change it. Stick to one is best for the team, not the money. I'm sorry. D-Law is not really doing much for us in a 4-3. Build it around Alden Smith and let D-Law adapt to that. Get these guys like Bradley and 9 here to play that 3-4. We got Randy Gregory coming back. We have the guys to play the 3-4 defense. We have it. If Everson Griffin and D-Law can't play it, well,
who's your one tech? Who's your nose? Who's your nose on the 3 defensive linemen?
You're gonna have to put in Poe. That's it.
Bruh, what's Poe giving you so far? Like, I'm not trying to hear that. This defense, scheme-wise, schematically, needs to be in a 4-man front. Period. We're not okay. Look, take nose tackle out of it. Let's do that. Your D ends got to be 300 pounds plus.
Yeah, you do.
Who are you putting in D ends? Help me out.
You don't.
We don't have them. Like, if he wants to play that scheme, which is wild to me because he was in New Orleans coaching the linebackers, it was a 4-3 scheme.
Right.
Why would you, as an organization, if you're trying to play 3-4, go sign Everson Griffin when you could have went and got Clowney instead? Because Clowney stood up and has played in a 3-4.
Yeah,
as a D end and standing up rusher. Everson Griffin has always been a 4-3 end.
You know what? Again, Stephen Jones has to stop bargain shopping. You also have Snack Harrison out there as well. And you could have got him. He's on his way to Seattle right now. You could have got him too. They got to do something. They got to do something because even in the 4-3, he's not getting it done.
Jones, exactly. We don't have the bodies for it. Yet we're pussyfooting, if you will, back and forth a little bit of this. Oh, we're going to kind of no, it's so dumb. Like, look, cancel Christmas. Don't worry about it. Play in the 4-3 now. Even in nickel with two LBs, so on and so forth. Line it up. It should be D-Law, Poe, Hill, and then pick one. Alden, Griffin, whoever. Whatever, though. Pick it. Do the rotation. It should be a 4. Everybody with their hand in the dirt. Go get the quarterback. That's the problem right now. That's the problem. And look, here's the other thing. Let's talk about this as we're talking about the debacle of the Cowboys versus the Browns today and the 300 yards rushing we gave up. There's a guy that we created a coaching position for from Minnesota. Do we remember that guy's name? Mr. Edwards. Yeah, Mr. Edwards.
Yeah, the coach.
Yeah. He's a 4-3 disciple. Why is he here if we're going to do these trickerations and different things? I can't blame the players whenever you don't give them a solid foundation to go through and win. Now, certain things when it comes to certain players, yeah, come on. You got to be schemeless to go do things. But at the end of the day, get off the gas. Get off the gas.
Also, management got to get better plays as well. Because there's guys on that team should not be on that team, and that secondary especially. Shouldn't.
Bro, we're going to win. Look, we might win the division at 6-10. Yeah, I mean, if it goes that far. If it goes that far. 6 games might win this division. I'm like, I mean, does anybody really think the Eagles are going to beat the Niners tonight? They're going to be 0-3-1?
Don't jinx that, though, BJ.
But, hey, look, I mean, let them, bro.
Because you
let
know
them win. Bro, but let them win. 1-2-1. 1-2-1.
End of the day, I want to.
We are literally the NFC least again. It's tragic.
I want to sleep. I want to sleep good tonight, knowing that the Cowboys are still tied for first place, and we got the Giants next week. Hopefully, we can get on a good roll and beat the Giants, beat the Cardinals, beat the Eagles, and beat the Redskins. The next
thank God Saquon Barkley's not. I mean, thank God Saquon Barkley's not there. But you know what? If you got Devontae Freeman on your fantasy team, you might want to start him next week.
The way we play against the run, it's a good chance. It's a good chance.
I mean, he's
not Nick Chubb, though.
Spoon, here's the better part. It's whatever you want. It's a buffet. You want to pass the ball? Go for it. Don't matter. You want to run the ball? Go for it. Don't matter. We are literally sitting here 4 games in, worse than any other Cowboys defense ever. The Monty Kiffin year. It is worse. And like, we can't stop a nosebleed. I don't care what you want to do. Man, go get somebody off the street and let them run the ball. You'll run the ball on us. It doesn't matter. Like, bro, you literally almost gave 100 yards rushing to a wide receiver. Let that sink in for a second. You almost gave up 100 yards rushing on 2 carries to a wide receiver.
But not only that, BJ, he went back 20 yards. It would have been like a 20-yard loss, right? He went back 20 yards and ran it back up for a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you saw on the sidelines, all you saw was dropping like flies. The defensive lineman, that's one thing. But them secondary, Woods, I keep saying it, the man cannot tackle.
Oh, get this call in real quick. State your name and where you're from. I'm sorry, what's your name? I turn it down in the back a little bit for me.
What's that?
Yeah, turn it down in the background for me.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's your name and where you from?
Dave Krabby.
All right, Dave, where you from?
Quincy, Illinois.
Illinois is in the building. What's going on, Dave? What you got for us?
I agree with a lot of what Spoonie's saying about putting Alden Smith in a place from 3-4 to 4-3, and I think we're undersized in a lot of areas too.
Yeah.
I've been a Cowboy fan all my life, and this is the worst I've seen. Worst start.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the worst 4 games out the gate ever. Absolutely.
And I think you get a 3rd and 5, and you don't even run past the sticks to get a first down. I mean, a lot of it's play calling too. I mean, I don't know. I ain't got the answers, I guess.
Man, hey, man, we are all out here searching for the answers, man. Illinois, man, we appreciate you as always. Definitely keep jumping back in. Stay in the comment section for us. We're going to try to figure this thing out. Hey, look, low-key, we're pseudo tied for first still. There's always hope. Have a good one. Yeah, man. I mean, again, he's kind of, I mean, from Illinois, Dave hit me. I mean, like I said earlier, we're not sized up to play the 3-man front. We're just not, especially if you're not even going to play Gallimore.
Listen, whatever helps to get Alden Smith going, that's what we need to do. I'm tired of the D-Law situation. It really is. You know, somebody will criticize him on Twitter. And
307 rushing. Oh, 307.
Yeah, disgusting.
So Monday morning, Spoon.
We're turning to the social distancing defense right now.
Oh, so we social distancing on tackling now,
Defense,
Spoon.
yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. Don't touch nobody.
Yeah. Here's my thing. After today's game, and I said this last week as well, but I'm going to double down. I'm pushing all my chips to the middle here. Man, look, if we're going to be this bad on defense, man, you just got to play the young guys. Period. Like, you spent a 3rd round pick on Neville Gallimore, and look, aka the Nigerian Nightmare, as they call him a little bit, right? The Nightmare Gallimore from OU, and you spent a 3rd round pick on him. 4 games in, he's not active. Why is he not active? Gotta play him. Bradley and I, as we're kind of doing this stand-up edge rushing thing here, he's got to come through. He's got to come through. Get some burns. I mean, it was good to see your guy Francis Bernard get up. I mean, did get a lot of burns, but fair enough. Robinson the second. Let's get him out there. Let's see if we're going to look. I can end this bit on defense if we're going to play the young guys. Which, by the way, we lost as we was about on Tuesday. Rondell Carter canceled his contract. He's gone to the Colts now. Maybe you should have played him. At the end of the day. I mean, play these young guys. If we're going to, bro, we just gave up 49 to the Browns. Like, if we're going to be this bad, play the young guys and let them learn on the job and get a chance to be better.
Listen, it's like I said, they plugging in guys one by one per week, and these 3 weeks should tell them a whole lot about the players they have right now. Francis Bernard, put him in there. Let him get some burn in there. Bradley and I, the same thing. Neville Gallimore, the same thing. Hell, Robinson, get him in there. I thought he was a pet cat. Every time we talk about safety, my pet cat, William McClay's pet cat. Well, the cat's going meow when he's going to come in there and start biting and hissing. This is what we want. We're sitting here just waiting for what? What is it we're waiting for? A play in practice to let a guy play? Come on. It's bad. It's so bad. It's disgusting.
No, I mean, it's not good.
Yeah, it's not good at all. I can't wait for the press conference or the interview tomorrow when we hear these excuses about some of the players. When Thompson, safety Thompson, he gave up that touchdown, the first touchdown. Right. He got benched.
Finally.
Benched. But see, here's the thing. It took you to week 4.
We've been calling for look, if you've been tuning into this show from week 1 before we ever took a snap, we were like, let Wilson play.
Yeah. And when he played, you didn't see a lot of that stuff over there. So Baker Mayfield, you know what? I'm not going over there. You know why? X, Y, and Z. Guess what? Donovan Wilson led the team in tackles. Wow. And got a sack. Wow. See,
crazy how that works.
And again, it's all about. It's sometimes when you put the right plays in, and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. That quarterback's looking, and guess what? The passing calmed down. It was just more of the
Spoon.
That hand. Come on,
Spoon. We got it. Spoon. We got the next one, right? So look, before the season, we coined it the SCO, right?
Right.
Scorched Earth Offense. Man, we were trying to figure out, hey, what are we going to call the defense? There it is right there. We have the defense now. SDD, social distancing defense, because we don't tackle nobody.
Like this.
Bro, who the hell gives up 300 yards rushing? Like, I'm trying to keep my blood pressure down. 300 yards. Look, Chubb left. Hold on. Again, Cowboys Nation that is tuned in. Stargate affiliates. Did anybody knew who D. Ernest Johnson was before today? Anybody? Somebody help me. D. Ernest Johnson. Anybody?
Oh, I think he was bagging up grocery at the grocery store, and they said, "Hey, you want to play some football?" And that's what happened,
bro.
Because he ran on us like he was
real
special.
quick. Hey, I'll tell you what. Let me give you Mr. Johnson's stats. Okay, how about that?
Go
Let
ahead.
me give you Mr. Johnson's stats before today. You ready? They're 3-1, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Johnson had 1 carry for 5 yards week 1 against the Ravens and ain't touched the damn ball since. And today, went 13 for 95, 7.3, long 28.
And you know what? Guess what?
Rookie.
His contract probably has a lot of incentives. And he got a raise.
Rookie.
He got a raise off of us. We made him famous. That's how bad is it? That's how bad is it? So right now, I don't want to. We all know the defense is going to get hit on social media, and we all know guys like D-Law is going to see it. Don't answer to it, because all you guys, we're going to be fine. We're going to do the X, Y, and Z. Show us.
Bruh, I mean, Lieutenant Dan got legs. I don't even know, man. I mean, obviously we were down, 41-14, and then ran all the way back, and then, did the thing that we criticized, which won't happen tomorrow, I guarantee you. Maybe we'll see. I'll pause on that. The one thing that Garrett always got criticized for was situational football, and you don't need the onside kick. Don't need to. Have no need to whatsoever, because it's literally over 3 minutes. Was it 340 maybe? Yeah. You have the 2-minute warning and the timeout. Kick it deep, get the 3 and out. You get the ball back, only down 3. No timeouts, fair enough. But you're going to have about a minute and a half, right? And then instead you do this weird squib off the watermelon kick looking thing, and they damn near get the ball at midfield. So look, forget what they did with Odell, and forget the fact if you had kicked it deep, they never called that play with Odell. Never. Forget all that. Even if you held them to 3 and out there, you're either at best you're on the 20. At best. At best you put them on the 20 with a chance to be inside the 20, inside the 10, inside the 5. Like if you kick it deep and pin them, or it's touchback on the 25, and they gain 5 yards, whatever, because they're going to be a little bit more tucked in. They don't want to do nothing.
Right.
You're going to get the ball damn near around the 40. With only 60 to go, less than that to get the field goal to tie it. Like that call to me, look, I know they didn't kick a field goal in the third quarter and went for it, and we said, well, they were kicked that, everything else happened with inside. I'll forgive that. I will forgive that. The absolute asinine idea to do this weird watermelon squib kick to put them damn near to the 50 was, bar none, the worst play call through 4 games, because it allowed them to take a shot, which I said, again, as soon as I saw where they were at, I was like, shit, look out for the play action, because it's easy money here. We've been getting up with the play action. You can take a shot here, with the time, because of where you're at on the field, because if you miss, no big deal. No matter what you do on these 3 plays, you're going to pin them deep, period. And you're going to eat at least the timeout off of them. And, bro, if this was Jason Garrett and he made that call to do this weird-ass squib kick that put him damn near at the 50, man, we would be sitting here, pitchfork, tiki torch, roasting. Yeah. But we're not.
You know what's going to be bad? You know what's going to be bad? If next week we play the Giants, right? Garrett puts up 40 points against this defense and we lose. That's when it's all gonna settle down. If that happens.
Yeah.
If that happens.
No ifs and buts about it. No offense about it. State your name and where you're from.
Hey, this is Al. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, man.
Oh, the Rock. Little Rock's in the building, banging in Little Rock. I ain't gonna say it too loud. What you got, Al?
Hey, man, I got a question, man.
Yes, sir.
You and Spoonie this.
All right.
Give me y'all opinion. All right, being 4 games in, first quarter into the season.
Yep.
We are into the games each and every week with the offense.
Mm-hmm.
And something that is startling to me is we have great defensive ends. Why not allow them to rush the pass and put Nava Gallimore in that middle to be able to fill that void that we have missed? Because we got guys for 300 and something yards rushing today.
307, sir. Yeah.
And not only that, our linebackers is not playing in the positions they need to be in. I understand Jalen is good, sideline to sideline, but put him back in the middle like he was last year, even though we have LVE out.
Yeah.
That's where he need to be at. Put Joe Thomas on the opposite side and put Bradley at 9 over there. Don't let him rush, but actually fill that board. Or either Luke Gifford in there. The secondary, we are getting torched left and right.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, it's kind of like whatever you want. You paid your money, whatever you want. Hey, you want to run it? Go for it. You want to pass it? Go for it. You paid your money. Come on through.
and not only that, I understand we might be getting tired of the Earl Thomas thing, but you got to look at the corners is not pulling aggressive. And the thing that we got all these great coaches supposedly, but why not put your hands on somebody? You let them have a free release off the line. Why not jam them and reroute them? That gives you an extra 5 or 3 seconds to allow your defensive front to pose pressure.
Boy.
Letting them run free.
Man, Al speaking the truth over here, Spoon. I mean, that's what they look, Al. I mean, that's what they sold us in the offseason. We're getting big DBs, corners, so they can press and let everybody get home, right? That's what they sold us, right? In the offseason.
We're not seeing any of that in
that part. Okay.
So this is a dream.
At least win out the bitch. I understand it's not the greatest right now, but we're gonna have problems with Washington. Anybody in the division if we continue to go this route.
That part. Appreciate the call, good sir. Keep listening. Appreciate you, brother. But yeah, I mean, bro, Al's hitting. I mean, bro. I mean, yeah. I mean, what'd you say, Spoon? They sold us the what?
A dream.
Yeah.
We're signing.
We're signing big guys, and we're gonna press. Have we pressed at all in the first 4 games?
All you see is cushion. A lot of good cushion. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the issue. You know, I don't know. They got to do a lot to address it. Listen, Rome was not built overnight. It wasn't. But you're gonna have to do something because it's got. I'm not saying you're gonna have to try to be a top 5 defense, but we are giving up big running plays and big passing plays. So it's got to stop. And it's not like you don't have rushes. You got pass rushes, but it's not being utilized.
Mm-hmm.
It's not being utilized.
Well, I mean, look.
Big lineman. Listen, I know. There's a big lineman somewhere that they can use. Big guy, 350 pounds. Hey, listen, can you just take those 2 blocks? Yeah, I could do that. So it got to be there's somebody out there. But no, we're going to stand put, and what's going to happen is we're going to continue to build from within. We like what we saw, and yada yada in the third. And guess what? What's going to happen? Same thing. This is why, just.
I mean, look, even like a guy from Little Rock. Bruh. Gallimore. No? No, we're good.
Plug it in.
We're good. No, we're good. You know, I mean, tough sledding, man. Tough sledding. David, I'm putting for reinstatement. Some teams are looking at him. Should we give him another shot? I mean, at the end of the day, I do believe, as already there in the offseason when it's first broke, I do want to bring it. I do want to bring out there that I do think we still retain the rights. I don't know how that's going to really work. We'll have to wait and see if he gets reinstated, kind of go from there. But I do believe we still retain the rights. And to backdoor your other question there, Gibson, I saw with bringing Snacks. Snacks is on his way to Seattle. That's that we out of there. Snacks is gone. It is what it is.
If you go on his Twitter account, you're gonna see a check mark and a plane. He's out. And guess what? We're gonna be stuck with the same guys, and management will continue. I hope they prove me wrong. There's somebody out there that can play.
Well, give me
the contract. I'll bite somebody's leg. I'll be the nastiest MF on that defensive line. I would go out there and poke somebody in a damn freaking eye to make a play.
Right.
Trust me, I'll be Ndamukong Suh. I can do that.
Yeah.
Give me a nasty player.
I think we got a little bit of that in Tristan Hill, but he can't be the only one. He can't be the only one. Right? At the same time, as we watched the run game happen, we saw linebackers miss, we saw safeties miss, we saw. Around the clock. At a certain point, there's so much on coaching, there's so much on players. We can talk about scheme, this, that, and the third. I think here's where we have to come to the realization that Cowboys fans. I think this is where it really boils down to. Spoonie, me, you, everybody out there in the atmosphere. It is what it is. Look, I think this defense will get better. Look, I warned everybody earlier. Now, did I think it would be this bad? No way. Not in 100 years did I think it would be this bad. But I warned everybody before this season started. I said, hey, offense will have to carry this team to about week 8, and then I think this defense can turn the corner. That's kind of where I'm at. But I didn't know the defense was going to be this bad. Obviously, injuries kind of did some of that. And the defense, scheme, we can talk about scheme, argue about scheme, different things. No matter what I definitely know is as we get a Sean Lee, as we get a LVE, however long they're here, as we get a Cheeto, as we get a Anthony Brown, as we get a Randy Gregory, not saying we're going to not add nobody, but as we do that and we're seeing the transition from Thompson to Wilson, this defense will get better just off of the players that we're getting back, period. That will change unequivocally. But we got to solve the problem at right tackle, guys.
Tackle, in my opinion, listen, earlier in Tuck show, BJ, I agree with you. If that was your reason why about Knight, he didn't start Knight because we didn't know how well Tyron Smith will play, and just in case he couldn't play a full game, Knight could take over that spot. That's logical. I think Knight could play right tackle. He did it last year for a few games for Lyle Collins, and I know for the rest of the season he could do it. Make his money. He could definitely do it.
No, but Jones, if you didn't hear me earlier in the show that we're doing the post game, I would cut Griffin tomorrow. I'm through. I'm done. I'm through with Griffin. Bro, he's out of here. I would cut Griffin tomorrow. I think. I still foolishly. I'm okay with Poe in the right situation still. I think someone's playing his way into shape. I'm still going to buy that a little bit. But Griffin, I cut him tomorrow. I'm through with Everson Griffin. If I could trade him, sure. I don't think you could trade him right now anyways, but I'm through with Griffin for sure. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's out of there. Rush Turner with the Clay Matthews is still available. Yeah, I don't know what he can bring, because the way we're playing defense or whatever, but it is another body, and I'm not mad at it. Do something to add something to this thing for sure. I'm not mad at that as well. So
you got listen. Now the Mata Pico, that's a guy we can use. Former Bengal,
big guy, big hair, big guy, big hair.
Yeah, I like that. Nasty. We need nasty. We over here not touching guys. I can't touch him. I can't touch that. X, Y, and Z. Damn. If listen, it's so bad right now that you got former players in their 50s say, if Dallas defensive line is that bad, shit, let me come out of retirement. I'll run. Seriously, it's that bad. It's that bad. And again, we will continue to massage the shoulders and get the back rub.
I mean, look,
not getting no accountability.
Hold on. Wait for a second. I'm gonna run back a little bit. And look, we can talk about massaging the shoulders as it pertains to, like, a D-Law or whatever. But with that being said, we had a ton of look. Forget the coaching change, scheme change, and everything else. Man, we had a ton of turnover on this defense. Be clear. A lot of turnover. Quinn's gone. Byron Jones is gone. The GOAT, my guy. I told people, way too much hate for this guy. They were rude today. Jeff Heath, right? Mo Collins, defensive tackle. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys that started on this team that are gone now, right? And we replaced them, and things happened, and then we went to a different scheme. We added some players or whatever, but again, we're last year we were scratching our head with Tristan Hill, new coaching staff. We see him excelling. Well, the same coaching staff took a guy in the 3rd round, Neville Gallimore, and we're like, he's inactive today. He's had like maybe, I think four games in, I think he's around 12 snaps.
Right.
We look, if we talk about the offensive line here and there, the makeshift that it is, and the play calling if you look when we called, like if you go back and watch the game, whenever we decided Zeke's not running the ball, let's get the ball to Zeke in the screen game. Those were times they ended up stalling drives and stuff because you have a makeshift offensive line. Let that deal, and you're fine. And running these fake screen here, throw it back over there, it's not working because you don't have the line to do it. But I mean, with that being said, it's frustrating. Look, I get it. We're 1-3. People want to fire everybody. Knee jerk. It is what it is. Man, you got to let this thing play out. I mean, you just have to. I mean, for me, from Cowboys Nation, man, you got to be easy. You got to wait and see. Look, going to work tomorrow when the Browns dropped, basically 50 on you isn't going to be a good taste. I get it.
Well,
but here's where I'm at 1-3. And look, I always self-evaluate. I like these shows, which is why Tuesday, 8:00 Central, 9:00 Eastern, the Cowboys Report. These are why the 4, 8, 12 week shows are so good. Because for me, I really put a stamp on what I think about the team on those ways. I just do. I like quarters. I like to look at 4 games, see what happens. All right, this is what happened. This is what I think. All right, next 4 games. This is what I really like to do, low key. So here's what I think. 4 games in, it's the worst defense in the entirety of the Dallas Cowboys. The Monte Kiffin year was really rough, and it's worse than that right now. We have moments on offense where we are literally Kansas City Chiefs. That's no hyperbole. That's real, Spoon. We are that. I think a lot of people forget. I mean, the Chiefs were down 24-0 in the playoffs, came back and won. I mean, the Chiefs were the first team ever to be down multiple digits every single playoff game in Super Bowl and win. We are literally offensively kind of built that way to doesn't matter where you are. Kind of like the Golden State team. Oh, you got a 15-point lead? That means literally nothing. We can erase it immediately. Our offense is built that way. But the thing that I've preached for 2 years, Spoon, on our show, on Twitter, in the NFL, you don't have to have the 85 Bears defense.
No.
You don't have to have the 2000 Ravens defense. Right? You don't have to have the Doomsday from Cowboys ilk. You don't have to have the Doomsday defense. You don't have to have the Steel Curtain in this league. You have to have a certain line, and it's up the middle. A dominant defensive tackle. Be clear. Love what Tristan Hill's doing. Look, if we kind of go back, sure, Jerry Love was cool. That's fine. We haven't had a dominant defensive tackle since Leroy Glover. Then you go to middle linebacker. You got to be pretty good. There's a middle linebacker over there in Kansas City. Played for Iowa in college.
Mm-hmm.
I called him Hitman Hitchens. It was a Cowboy here.
Mm-hmm.
We let him go.
Yep.
There's another linebacker over there playing pretty good for him, Damian Wilson. We let him go. Neither here nor there. Got to have that linebacking. Got to have that linebacker. And then on the next level, you have to have a safety. It don't have to be Ed Reed. It doesn't have to be Ed Reed. Doesn't really have to be Darren Woodson even. Look, Honey Badger's pretty damn good. Is he all-time?
No.
I don't know yet. We'll see. But he's pretty damn solid, though. Pretty damn solid. And they are solid down the middle. Don't believe your guy, Knicks. Go look up the numbers from 2019.
Yeah.
The teams that were successful threw the ball, and this is including Mr. Patrick Mahomes, less than 100 attempts outside the hashes.
Mm-hmm.
Everything inside the hashes. Look at Dak today. Where did his work come from? Was it outside the hashes or inside the hashes? Dial it up.
Right.
It's where it's at. So defensively, you want to go get the quarterback? Absolutely. But you got a Frank Clark. He's kosher. Yeah, I'm talking about Kansas City. You got to be able to stop the run, number one.
Got Jones.
Oh. And then you got to have a linebacker that can play the run and maybe a little Wagner or whatever. And you got to have somebody that said to make sure it doesn't get over the top. And the rest of it, you can kind of fill it in. And that's what you have to do. Low key. We've had linebackers now. We've had some linebackers since 95, 96. We have not had a Leroy Glover since 03-ish. And we haven't had, look, love Darren Woodson. Should be in the Hall of Fame. Crime that he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But Roy Williams was great as well until the horse collar tackle came into play. Remove ourselves from that. Look, Barry Church was very good for us. He wasn't great, but he was very good. We do not have a Barry Church at safety right now. Be clear.
Even
Ken Hamlin was even a guy that we had there. George Teague. Bro, we don't even have look, these are midline guys, and we don't have that right now. Now, if a guy Donovan Wilson gets to play, we can see.
I think that. Hey, listen, Des Bryant came out with a tweet today. You know, matter of fact, I'll share with everybody. This is Des Bryant's tweet from himself.
Hey, look, yeah. I mean, it's Davis Ward, a cornerback. Another one we kind of just.
Ward.
Yeah,
he was somebody at the time. Ain't gonna lie. Look, that's Des Bryant's tweet right there. That's Des Bryant. That's Des Bryant. That's Des Bryant. And see, and again, this is what I'm saying. We're not in the building. We don't know what's going on, what they're talking about. We're not in the meetings. But social media is a beautiful thing when it comes to information. And the thing is, when a player like Des Bryant can share a tweet like that, and us fans have been crying, can we see Donovan Wilson play? Because in preseason, he shows something. Guess what? It shouldn't take a year and 4 weeks into the football year this year to let him just play. And what did we saw? We saw better improvement because if he would not play today, I see Thompson giving up about 3 more touchdowns. Seriously,
wait.
I'm
Wait a
serious.
minute. What team in the NFL does Thompson start for?
No team. He's got 3 practice squads this whole career. Except for the Giants, his first year, he got drafted before he got hurt. After that, practice squad all over. But see, here's the thing. Now, BJ, you mentioned guys like Leroy Glover and Ratliff, right? Leroy Glover was a free agent pickup. Jerry spent that money. Ratliff was about a 6th-round player.
Seventh round. Seventh round.
Excuse me. Seventh round. And turned out well. See, this is the Stephen Jones way. Build on the draft. Don't spend no money in free agency. Sometimes you got to do that. A team like what we got right now, you have to look for somebody.
Right.
You should spend that money on somebody. It can't be always from within, because guess what? There's 2 contracts right now that I know that Steven said, you know what? I need to take that back. The way they're playing. D-Law and Jalen Smith.
Yeah. I mean, hey. And here we are at 1-3. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you know,
next week. Oh God. Oh,
I mean, Jesus. I mean, and again, like I saw, look, and as I was sitting at the bar, and with my good friend CD, Cowboys fan, and then I was sitting there with another good friend of mine, Jackson Howard, who is a Browns fan, and you know, as we're watching the third and fourth quarters unfold, and I'm like I told him, I was like, bro, I mean, Cleveland could have dropped 60 on us if they wanted to. They just said, you know, the old school Bill Parcells, were up by enough, man, get the air out the ball, don't worry about it. And as soon as which is crazy, because for the entire second half, for the most part, until the very last drive, where they had to turn it back on again. And as soon as they turned it back on again, they went and scored. Like, man, bro, our defense is the neighborhood. It's for everybody. Whoever wants to. You want to run? Yeah, go for it. Man, you want to throw it? Yeah, go for it. I mean, you know, it doesn't, whatever you want, however you want to do it. It don't even matter. Well, but I mean, at the end of the day, though, I mean, it looks like, I mean, we already talked about the scene with that. Carson Wentz just threw another pick.
Yeah.
I mean, we already knew they're going to go 0-3 or what's it, 0-2-1, 0-3-1, whatever. Mendoza's in the building, was good. I mean, Spoon, your last thoughts. I mean, obviously, we'll be back Tuesday. Cowboys Report. Mary Ella be joining us 8:00 Central.
Listen,
9:00 Eastern.
My last thoughts is that hopefully, listen, we still hopefully by tonight's if the 49ers beat the Eagles, we'll be tied for first place. And again, the division is keeping us alive. Hopefully management would definitely have, you know, sit down and realize that, listen, you know, we can't take this for granted. We have to get better. And they make a decision on the schemes they're going to run and try to bring in a couple of plays they can. I'm not saying you could bring in star players, but you could definitely bring in plays that they could definitely help and replace the guys that don't belong on this team.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think the one thing, as I like to give the State of the Union address here, 4 games in, is this. I think here's my one thing. As we went on Jay Tug, Cowboy Fans Only show, he came through. Shout out to Jay Tug, and we've done this show as well. I think my one thing at the end of the day is this. I don't want to go 6-10 or 7-9 and win the division. Look, if we're going to sit back and we're not going to make an impact, that's fine. Look, I'll eat it. It's fine. It's fine. I want the draft pick. I get it. It's a suck-ass year to get a draft pick because of how everything is. But at the end of the day, I don't care. I don't care. Like, give me the draft pick. Like, I know this. I wish Tuck was here so I could tell him. I mean, 2 first in La'el Collins would have never happened. Like, I know everybody likes to do it. Oh, we should have traded La'el Collins now for Jamal Adams. How sweet would that look? It never would have happened for the simple fact that La'el Collins never would have passed the dadgum physical. Mm-hmm. So the idea that we could have flipped La'el Collins into Jamal Adams is null and void. Like, stop talking about it. It could have never happened. The idea of giving 2 firsts and a third and whatever player that y'all want to name for Jamal Adams doesn't fix this team. I'm sorry. I mean, outside of us, Seattle's really, really bad, especially in coverage. We just saw it. But you know, I don't want to tank for anything. I'm not trying to tank it. It's not what I'm about. But if this defense is not going to turn the corner, we're not going to be where we're going to be, and we're going to struggle to win 6 or 7 games, then I don't want to win the division that way. Let me get the draft pick. Let me get the status. As you talked about Spoon, can we get a top 10 pick, get a difference maker on defense, kind of go through there and see what we can do?
Yeah, I agree.
But with that being said, as I made the post, if you're in the Star Game group, I made a post a couple of days ago. I know we're 1-3, ladies and gentlemen. I understand that. I literally still believe we're a 10-16. I think the players that are coming back, I think that they're going to figure it out. I think the schedule, the schedule lines up the right way. I think we're still at 10-16. Sounds crazy right now. I know your guy Knicks might be wild, but I think we're 10-6, Spoon.
I agree. I think so too. I think we win the next 4 games. In my opinion, we got the Giants. We have the Giants, Cardinals, Eagles, and Redskins. In my opinion, we could beat those 4 teams before the Steelers. We could be 5-3.
Mendoza, exactly what I said.
Oh.
Exactly what I said.
And
exactly. Me, Spoon, and Bluff City were on the Cowboys Report Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly what I said. I said I think at the end of the day, the Cowboys have not brought a safety on. By the way, we saw Donovan Wilson play pretty good today. Led the team in tackles and had a sack. But besides that, I don't think they've signed a guy yet because they're going to wait and see how things play out and if they can go poach somebody. And I told everyone, I even tweeted it. I talked about it. I literally think that the Cowboys are waiting. The win today would have helped them feel a little bit better and not knee-jerk. I don't know what's going to happen now. But with that being said, I think they're going to kind of wait and see how these teams play out and see if there's some sellers. Not only, Atlanta for sure. Absolutely. But maybe Denver, maybe a Justin Simmons might be on the block.
Yeah.
Could be. You know, there's some teams that might get behind the 8 ball here and decide we're cleaning house and you can go get something. And I think truly, I really do believe this as it pertains to the safety position, or maybe defensively, period. I limited it to safety just because safety, right? But I do think this. I think they're going to butt up against that trade deadline, see what's available, see what they're going to do. That's why they're not talking. You got to take this from Stephen Jones. You have to take this. Hey, we learned a lesson. The lesson was they tried for Mika. Things got out there in the water. People knew. They tried for Jamal not once but twice. It got out there in the water and knew. You're not going to know about what they're going to do anymore.
No.
At least from what they said. Right. So I think what frustrates Spoonie and a lot of Cowboys Nation of this not real talk, dual-sided talk about whoever's available, on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on The Fan or, ESPN or whatever you hear is them just kind of being coy because they kind of have a plan about what they want to go about and do. I truly do believe still that they're either going to pull that trade off at the trade deadline with these teams like the Keanu Neals and whatnot, or if they can't do it, then at that point they're going to buy in and go sign somebody. Because again, these safeties and the Clay Matthews and all this, man, they're all out there. What's the rush at this point? You go sign Earl Thomas. You go sign Eric Reed. You go sign Clay Matthews. Your boy Darren Lee just came back, right? So I mean, you can go sign all these guys.
Look at too. Right, he's somebody to look at too.
Right, the guy from New Orleans, actually. I'm sorry, Mr. Williams.
Yeah, right? Marcus Williams.
Yeah, Marcus Williams. Maybe that's the guy that can make a trade for, perhaps. But at the end of the day, if they don't make the trade, then there's plenty of guys out here that they can still sign.
I always say this during trade deadline, which is one of my favorite times because it's exciting with the rumors and stuff like that. You got to pay attention.
How we bugging, Jose? Let me know. Go ahead.
Yeah. What we got to do is we got to pay attention to a lot of guys who are not giving that playing time, like a Taylor Rapp with the Rams. Guys guys like that, sometimes teams are willing to make a trade. Now, what they want in return, we don't know. That's the thing about it. I don't see anybody who's available is deserving of a first round pick for that player. Keanu Neal, I don't think you get him for a first. I think you get him for second or third. Yes, he's a little banged up with the hamstring, but nothing major. And that's a guy that I believe in 2017 or 18, they were talking about at one point, and he definitely fit in here. But we just pay attention to a lot of guys out there who are not getting the playing time, and we'll see what happens. Defensive line and safety, it's a definite. It's a definite. But we gotta go do something.
Yeah. I mean, Jose says I see 6-10, 7-9. Right here, so we're sitting at 1-3. I mean, if you multiply that, I mean, hell, it should be 4-12. Like for me and for me, here's the thing: I never will be middle line. If we're not going to go anywhere, man, just go ahead and suck. I want the pick.
So 6-10, 7-9. So that means all we're gonna win is our division games. That's it.
I mean, will we?
I mean, because I'm thinking, if it's a 2, 4, 6.
I mean, are we? Do you think so? 7, yeah, I mean, you currently think? I mean,
no, I think -7.
I mean, look how the Browns. I mean, how many points did the Browns at home put up on the team from Washington?
Right. Yeah.
And they had their look. They walked at the 8. Look, be clear. They walked at the AT&T Stadium and said, "Oh, it's a nice place you have here," and had their way with us.
Right.
And we're gonna go play that team in Washington the same way. I don't know. And we already know divisional games are always different, no matter what, because teams know each other better.
Exactly.
It's always different. So these aren't like we're looking at, oh, y'all suck. Okay. Bruh, we suck. I think Cowboys needs to embrace. We're 1-3. Maybe we played some better competition. The Browns game should definitely wake you up to the fact like we are not that team. Okay, yeah. The Rams, they're 3-1. They're pretty solid. Sean McVay, okay. You had the miracle against the Falcons at home, okay. You went to Seattle, all right. They're Russell Wilson, MVP, all these touchdown passes. You were close. You had a chance, okay. Bro, the Browns got to be the wake-up call. Not that they don't have talent. It's not that they don't have talent. We know that. But they expose exactly what I said on Tuesday. We still cannot stop the run. Last regime, this regime. Bruh, 307 rushing yards. Don't tell me nothing. I don't care about anything. I don't care about the cornerbacks. I don't care about the damn safeties. Bro, I don't care about shit. Put $1 in the damn bucket for what y'all were doing. Bro, 307, and they lost their starting running back.
Yeah.
307. Bro, don't tell me nothing. I'm not trying to hear it, man.
BJ, I know. It's tough. Listen, hopefully the Eagles lose tonight. And guess what? We're tied for first place. Next week, hopefully we start something. Hopefully by this week, Jerry sits down with Steven, with Mike McCarthy, William McClay, and get serious and understand. Listen, you got to get busy now. It's time to get busy. And that just do it. That just it right there. Jason Garrett, and again, I tell you, Mike McCarthy,
I was gonna say better hope we don't get the revenge of red ball.
We do not want the Giants coming in here with Garrett and beat us. If that happens, if that happens, I say tank the season. Tank all the way. Hey, listen, BJ, we'll be at the draft in Cleveland, right? Listen, hey, I'll enjoy myself getting us a top 5 or 10 pick. I'm cool with it. We lose to the Giants, tank.
I mean, you got to turn the corner. Like all this shit is cool, whatever. Look, if you take an L, you want to take an L to an AFC team. Obviously, we have a couple of L's in the NFC conference. But when it comes to divisional, you got to win those. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Right.
Like I said, the Browns L sucks because we got exposed for 307 rushing yards. But on the same token of that, it was an AFC team. So if we want to kind of, quote unquote, keep hope alive, you got a divisional game coming up and you got to win that one. And, it's like, here's where I'm at. I ain't pressed the panic button. 4 games in, I have not pressed the panic button. Even at 1-3, as crazy even to me as that sounds, I haven't pressed the panic button. But I will tell you this, the panic button's got that little that see-through glass case over it that you got to lift up before you press it. Yeah. Your guy Nix has definitely today opened that nice see-through plastic case over the panic button. Come next week, if somehow we lose that game against the Giants, I will definitely be smashing the panic button. And like I do on my stocks, I'm going to tell everybody, it's time to sell. And I'm selling everything.
I agree with Mendoza. I think the Giants are gonna play all out for Garrett. And guess what?
I mean, that's what we know about Garrett. They play for him.
If that happens,
yeah, I mean, neither here nor there. With that being said, man, we appreciate y'all rocking with us. Man, it super sucks that we had to come to y'all tonight with a bad L. Looks like we had a chance to maybe scratch back again at home and do it, but we fell short. Hey, man, what a season, what a year, 2020, and what we're dealing with, from the president all the way down, right? I mean, in the hospital with COVID and everything else. So I definitely, from us to y'all, it's from the Star Game Podcast to y'all, and pray we hope y'all safe, hope y'all are good. The holidays are upon us. We're just a few weeks away from Halloween. Then we got the old Turkey Day. My favorite holiday, by the way, Turkey Day. Love Turkey Day. Cowboys football, great eating, maybe a little bit of drink, maybe, and then of course the gift that keeps on giving, Christmas.
Right.
As we enter into all that, man, from us to y'all, we love y'all. Hope y'all are safe. Tuesday, Cowboys report. Me, Spoon, Mariella, 8:00 Central, 9:00 Eastern. Philly went for 2. They're up 8-0. I don't care, Eric. I'm gonna go watch it right now. But yeah, you been checking with us. Actually, Spoon, but we got a chance. We actually had if you sub to the Star Game Podcast YouTube channel and you were closest to the total points, you won something. Spoon, who was the winner and what was the total there?
Oh, sorry, excuse me. Let me get his name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, real quick. Go ahead and announce that winner before we get up out of here.
All right. All right. So we basically had the contest was for a Noah Brown rookie card autograph. Basically, the contest was you had to sub to the Star Game Podcast on YouTube and also predict the combined score for today's game. So Scott Scoggins picked 80. Right, the score combined today was 87, so he won. And we will have more prizes coming up.
We're definitely gonna do that. We're trying to grow the Star Game Podcast YouTube channel as we simulcast on all this stuff. Make sure you go through sub, hit the notification button. If you're not on YouTube, as you're here, hit the notification button here as well. You never know we're going to go on live, but for sure, come Tuesday, 8:00 Central, 9:00 Eastern. Cowboys report. Me, Spoonie, Mariella, and we might announce a new giveaway. Maybe Noah Brown rookie card was cool. Maybe I had a couple catches today as well. Maybe we'll do a little throwback to somebody. Maybe a player used to be here, it's not here now. Maybe we'll do an autograph on that. And get some subs up. We appreciate y'all as always for rocking with us. The damn Browns. What can you do? We'll check y'all Tuesday as always. Appreciate y'all. Know y'all know us.